KDKA.
66, light rain at 10 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. The Steelers selected a defensive player with the 21st pick in last night's NFL draft. KDKA's Jeff Hathorn has the story.
There was an urgency for the Steelers to improve on the defensive line, and when Oregon defensive tackle Derek Harmon was there, Mike Tomlin had his guy.
He has Steeler DNA. For us, man, it starts inside and up front, and this is a guy that's capable of dominating that space versus the run and the pass. And so we're really excited about having him. As Omar mentioned, man, we weren't interested in considering trading away from him, and really excited about getting him in here and getting started.
With the Steelers, Jeff Hathorn, News Radio KDKA.
Federal prosecutors say 10 people charged in an international drug ring have pleaded guilty to trafficking and other charges. News Radio KDKA's David Bolorado has more.
The guilty pleas in Pittsburgh federal court follow indictments looking into international drug trafficking of thousands of grams of illegal drugs like fentanyl, methamphetamines, and cocaine between 2021 and 2023. Prosecutors say one from Mexico was living illegally in Phoenix and part of a foreign terrorist organization who received several military-grade guns as payment for the drugs. With these pleas, 19 people now out of the 35 charged in the international drug ring have pleaded guilty. One of those defendants, a 26-year-old man from Phoenix, was already sentenced to 57 months this week. The others face up to life in prison as well as $10 million in fines. David Bolorado, News Radio, KDKA.
More than 7,200 cases of apple juice have been recalled over possible contamination. Martinelli's, famous for its glass bottled apple juices, is recalling certain 4-packs of its 10-ounce round glass apple juice bottles sold in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and 26 other states. The FDA says the concern is potential patulin contamination. Patulin is a toxic substance produced by molds that may grow on apples. Immigration is President Trump's strongest issue, but some say he's gone too far in a new AP NORC survey. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has the numbers.
The poll finds that 46% of U.S. adults approve of Trump's handling of immigration, which is nearly 10 percentage points higher than his approval rating on the economy and trade with other countries. 8 in 10 Republicans approve of Trump's handling of immigration, while other groups are less enthusiastic about Trump's approach. About 4 in 10 independents and only 2 in 10 Democrats approve. Immigration was a major factor for voters in last November's election, particularly for Trump supporters, and they were more open to tough stances on the issue than they'd been 4 years earlier. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 175 points at 39,919. The Nasdaq is up 39 points. The S&P is down 4. KDKA Sports, a big pitching matchup at Dodger Stadium tonight as Paul Skeens starts for the Pirates against LA's Yoshinobu Yamamoto. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. Home improvements with no interest financing if you need it. TrustPJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:03. Time to get to Tom Friday's for thick, juicy steaks, smokehouse meats, and more. Tom Friday's Market, California Avenue, Brighton Heights, 1 minute from the McKees Rocks Bridge. 66 now, light rain at Pittsburgh International. AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Turning 65, are you overwhelmed by Medicare options? With over 60 plans to choose from, it's easy to get confused. MediConnect is hosting free in-person workshops across Pittsburgh for answers you need. No obligation, just advice. Whether you have questions about coverage, prescriptions, retirement goals, MediConnect's team will assist in finding the right plan for you. Call 888-818-6334. 888-818-6334. Medicare made simple.
When shopping for a Medicare plan, one size doesn't fit all. But like any experience, it's always good to have a knowledgeable person who can guide you to the right decision. If you're not sure which is the proper Medicare plan for you, Pennsylvania Medicare Education and Decision Insight, or PA Medi, can help. PA Medi is a free service from the Pennsylvania Department of Aging and a trusted source for Medicare information. Do you have questions about eligibility, cost, or coverage? Give them a call, and they might even be able to save you some money on Medicare costs. Call the PA Medi helpline at 800-783-7067. That's 800-783-7067. Or contact your local area agency on aging today. You don't need to shop alone. Call the PA Medi helpline and get the Medicare plan that's the right fit for you. This advertisement is funded by a grant award totaling $1,059,232 from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up, my friend?
All right, Marty, it looks like we are into traffic stoppage number 2 of 3 on the Parkway East. This is on the suburban side out toward the Monroeville interchange with Route 48, where they're doing the replacement of the 376 bridge span that carries the Parkway over Old William Penn Highway. PennDOT had warned us this morning that between now and 3 p.m. there would be 3 closures. We had one in the 8 o'clock hour. We have backups now both inbound and outbound on the Parkway East in that area, and it looks like that traffic is stopped for you. Again, a stoppage of up to about 15 minutes at a time as they put some beams into place for that new bridge deck. So there would be one more stoppage then as we head toward the afternoon. Parkway East on the inbound ride right now is at Edgewood Swissvale before the Squirrel Hill tunnels. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Mostly cloudy and not as warm for this afternoon and tonight. We'll have a couple of showers and thunderstorms. High 73 this afternoon, low 59 tonight. Still morning showers tomorrow. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Imagine an airport where you park your car, take a short walk to the terminal, and easily find everything you need. After a short TSA line, you're at your gate. Soon you're on board and lifting off to your destination. Welcome to the Palmer Regional Airport. Come travel with the Palmer Regional and Spirit Airlines. Flights to Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, and Myrtle Beach starting in May. Non-stop flight destinations, short TSA screening lines, and best of all, free parking. Experience the difference. The Palmer Regional Airport.
With Amazon Business, smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
It's the Big K Big 3.
Brought to you by New Flow Men's Health. The biggest 3 stories of the day on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
I gotta play this again. Start off the show, give you a little smile, then I'm gonna play you some sound that's gonna break your heart. Highs and lows, brothers and sisters. Life in the blender. We're always talking about Pittsburgh weather. Always. Gray, cloudy, lousy, crappy, hate it. Always rains, no sun. If this doesn't prove that point, nothing does. If you live in Arizona, the University of Arizona, if you're a kid there, this is a fact, and I know this because my nephew's there. They have massive pools on the roof of their dorms. They have massive pools in the center of campus. They lay out every single day. Same with Florida, Florida State. Get it? In Pittsburgh, at the University of Pittsburgh, if you lay out in the sun during the day and you're a student, here's what happens. Listen. Listen.
Four college students sunbathing on the roof. I think you may be your students.
He's talking to Pitt Police. One more time.
5900. I don't know if you have any units in the area. I got a call for Coulthard Street off of Louisa for 4 college students sunbathing on the roof. I think you may be your students.
That's a real call. If I'm lying, I'm dying. My daughter's a Pitt student, and I sent that to her. She laughed her butt off. She said, Dad, they lay out all the time in front of soldiers and sailors. All the time. Call the police. Honey, hey, you see them girls down there in them towels. Call police. From the sublime to the ridiculous. Listen to this sound. Now, this is a very different context. And this is very emotional, and this is very serious, and this kind of conflates a number of different issues. Homelessness, addiction, right? Mental illness, all in one, and it happened right now in Pittsburgh, Route 65. Listen.
What's wrong with you people today? You could be out here like me. What's wrong with you?
One more time, please, Aaron. One more time. This just happened.
Where's your service? What's wrong with you people today? You could be out here like me. What's wrong with you?
There's a hopelessness to that. There is. There's a cry for help in that. There's rage in that. Honestly, there's addiction in that. There's mental illness in that. What that is was just captured live by one of my boys, Max, and he'll describe the scenario and why we think it's important that you hear these sorts of things. Not, hey, there's some jagoff out there asking people for money, go arrest him, but this is a massive problem in America and in our hometown. No one has an answer. Mad Max, good morning. How are you, sir?
Hey, Marty. That was my commute this morning on the way in from the West Hills.
Max, let's be blunt about this. You have been upfront and outspoken about this from day one. This isn't just some angry moron. This is someone who's desperate, who's homeless, and I'm guessing by the context and the attitude and the yelling, mentally ill, drug addicted, alcohol addicted, all of those things, right?
Probably all of the above on some level. I mean, it's, like you mentioned, it's kind of sad.
Yep.
And he clearly needs some help. This gentleman, I'll say that gentleman has been there for probably at least a couple months now.
Oh.
I mean, I see him every morning when I come in. He, the light turns red at the bridge at 65 in McKees Rock.
I know exactly where you're at, and I've seen him myself. Yeah.
It's actually a stone's throw from Tom Friday's Meats that you mentioned during a commercial break.
Yep.
So he basically, the light turns red. He's got his cardboard sign. He walks up in between the cars. He makes eye contact with everybody. And, somebody will roll their window down and give him, 5 spot or whatever.
Right, right.
The guy in front of me this morning, I don't know what the exchange was, but it set this guy off. And that was actually, 3 minutes into his tirade there. And then I was like, well, let me put my window down and see if I can just capture this. But, yeah, it was kind of surreal this morning. I'm just sitting there, and I'm in between him and the guy that said something to him that set him off.
But this could have gotten ugly, Max. Someone could have gotten hurt, sir.
He could have taken a rock and threw it at the guy's window and smashed it. I mean, that's kind of where it was going. But if you look as you ride in on 65 to your right, that entire area is trashed.
It is.
From the homeless people that sit there. People give them water bottles in the summer, and they throw all the garbage over the rail there. And there was actually a volunteer crew there about maybe 2 months ago that cleaned it up, and it's already getting junked up again.
Yeah. And there's no end in sight. In fact, ironically, Max, and you've been so well aware of the homeless situation and the tent situation, Patrick was out on the trails and found the trails to be almost spotless. Then a woman sent me a note this morning and said, maybe so, but pointed out 2 brand new tents in the green space right beside the Mr. Rogers statue. So this ebb and flow continues with no end in sight and no legitimate solution, right?
Well, those 2 tents, as I understand it, are actually part of some event that's happening downtown. They're not homeless people, and apparently there are going to be people camping in that area for whatever this event is.
Oh, cool.
I can't remember what. So they're not homeless. They won't be there for very long. They're just there in town for whatever this deal is, and then they'll be out. But yeah, there are, as you mentioned, homeless encampments around town that have been abandoned. 10th Street and South Side is still active. That's a dump. Underneath the Liberty Bridge is an abandoned encampment. I sent you that. There's got to be a ton and a half of trash there. 10th Street bypass, ton of trash over there, still an active camp. So there's garbage dumps all over the city, Marty, that
untouched
need to be addressed.
Untouched.
Yeah. Untouched.
Ed Gainey's Pittsburgh. Thanks for being you, brother. Appreciate you.
You got it. Bye.
Ed Gainey's Pittsburgh. Footnote. Patrick was on the trails, and Max is right. Tons of trash. But you are optimistic from what you saw, sir. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. In fact, along the North Side Trail, the Allegheny River Trail, I didn't see any tents at all along that stretch. So by the shelter, by the Heinz Lofts, that area is completely clear now. No tents. I don't even see any trash over there, honestly, unless you go, up on the riverbank. But the only tent on that side was all the way down in Etna. But I rode, a couple of days ago, I rode the river trail. I did both sides. South side, there's still probably 10, 15 tents over there. There are still people, living along the trail on that side. Completely cleared and empty and clean over by the jail, where we saw, maybe 100+ people.
But still homeless people, and still trash, and still tons of trash. And here's my point. Spent a week in Florida, St. Petersburg. Find me some garbage anywhere on the streets in St. Petersburg. Find me a tent. Find me a homeless person. Find me trash and mounds. You can't. Why? Because they manage it. Because they handle it. And by the way, I would argue this. If I'm homeless, I'm more interested in sunny weather than Pittsburgh weather. At the end of the day, our leaders make choices as to how to manage this crisis. This crisis still exists. Please, Aaron, before we go to break, play that sound one more time. This is the crisis live. Listen.
Where's your service? What's wrong with you people today? You could be out here like me. What's wrong with you?
That man needs help. You heard Max. He's been there for 6 months. No help. No intervention. No hope. Just rage. Is this as good as it gets? From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up?
All right, Marty. So as we mentioned, coming out of the news block, it looks like we had stoppage of traffic number 2 of 3 on the Parkway East, outbound and inbound. This is where they're setting some new beams for that new bridge that will carry the Parkway East over Old William Penn Highway. So this is on 376 out closer to the exit for Route 48 and Monroeville. So you can expect sometime between now and 3 p.m., according to PennDOT, a third stoppage of traffic for up to 15 minutes at a time. So you do want to plan ahead. We are seeing, when it happens, very heavy traffic in both directions there. You could just avoid the area entirely if you'd like, to make things easier for yourselves. But be warned if you need to travel that part of the highway as the day goes on. Parkway East inbound, just a minor delay at Edgewood Swissvale. Parkway West inbound has backups right around the Banksville on-ramp. AAA traffic on the 5s from the iParkit app. Download iParkit and save on parking. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Do you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is letting everyone know about great debt relief options now available to help people with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of your credit card debt. Get a free debt relief consultation when you call 800-586-4040. 800-586-4040. 800-586-4040.
Here's comedian Howie Mandel for hands-free Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins.
Yeah, I'm holding a new Cozy Fit Skechers slip-in sneaker, and first of all, I barely know I'm holding it. It's that light. You see, Cozy Fit is a cool new sneaker where the upper is made of a soft quilted material. It's kind of like a little puffer jacket for your feet, except it looks like a super stylish sneaker.
Introducing new Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins, the latest comfort creation from Skechers. You can find Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
When you partner with CDW, your people get more out of technology. CDW AI architects deliver Microsoft services to automate tasks and boost productivity. helping sales reps connect with more customers. Remote teams collaborate seamlessly, and small businesses compete at scale. That's amazing. Make amazing happen. Microsoft and CDW. Learn more at cdw.com/modernwork.
Springtime, right? Duh. So now's the time to take a look at some new windows. Universal Windows Direct is the place to go. Check this out. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. No limit, by the way. Buy 4, get 4 free. You get it. So, pay no interest until 2030. Come on. No interest for the next 6 years. And they'll give an extra $500 off on your home improvement project. Universal Windows Direct. By the way, it's a great product. They have great technology, great service. Universal Windows Direct. Springtime, folks. Got to do it. 412-545-6003. 412-545-6003. Or visit universalwindowsdirect.com. Schedule a free in-home visit today.
The easiest way to park in uptown and downtown Pittsburgh is to download iParkit. When you use iParkit, you're guaranteed the best prices at the most convenient parking garages for game day, theaters, work, or play. From uptown to downtown, iParkit has you covered. Download iParkit and save.
My boy is back. Jim Toten, Toten's Diner. Great breakfast, great lunch, big portions, great pricing, great staff. Jim and Joanne are running an amazing joint. Check it out. Toten's Diner, Route 19, Perry Highway.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Here's a question I have, and I found this.
Tourists to take selfies with the Pope's open casket.
I don't know.
Anger has been expressed at tourists taking selfies with Pope Francis's body lying in state in the Vatican.
Okay. That's obviously an AI clip from an article in the BBC. I find it, this is the new level of insanity. So what's happened with selfies, if they've attached themselves to these idiots who now travel the world to various, using the Eiffel Tower as an example, or any iconic tourist stop. They can't go there now unless they have a selfie. So now these idiots have decided that they're going to get a selfie. And I mean, this isn't just one idiot. This is a lot of idiots. And if you go to New York, I was talking to one of my boys and my nephew. My nephew lives in Manhattan. And I said, we went to New York a couple years ago, myself and my daughter. And you could tell the restaurants that had been part of this selfie explosion. Some idiot takes a video in front of a sub shop or a bagel joint in New York. So then every other idiot that goes to New York decides, I got to go there and take a selfie. So you can tell the selfie stops in America now with hundreds of people outside of a restaurant or a tourist stop. And that's your waste of time and that's your ignorance. That's fine. But I would ask you, who the hell raised you to think that taking a selfie, man, in front of the Pope's casket? And I was on social media last night. There are idiots taking videos with their face, a selfie, and then talking with the Pope in a box behind them. Am I just an old guy just grumpy about nothingness because this is cool because it's on television anyway, so who cares? Or is this the absolute lowest ignorant move of all time? Honestly. 866-391-1020. I can't. I'll tell you what. If I was in the Vatican with my kids waiting in line for 5 hours to pay homage, to say a prayer regarding this Pope, and he's in that box, which is what he's in, and I saw one of my kids try to take a selfie, they would lose that phone for good. It's the unbelievable, most classless thing I've seen in a hell of a long time. We have reached the point where we've decided that this is what matters. The selfie. It's unbelievable to me that someone would think, I've got to get a selfie with the, look at me with the Pope's body. And by the way, good for the Vatican police grabbing these idiots and grabbing these phones. It's just unbelievable to me. It's just beyond belief that we have raised kids to think that the reason we're there is to get a selfie of the Pope's body and myself. How about that? I have found it to be incredibly disheartening that we have raised kids who are more convinced that the reason why they're at a location, the Grand Canyon, the Eiffel Tower, the Arc de Triomphe, the Pope's casket, that the point is not to soak in the history and enjoy the moment, or to express sorrow or say a prayer, but to get a friggin' selfie. To which I would say is this as good as it gets. Apparently so.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
If you are new to Medicare and have questions, Aetna can help. Aetna has a Medicare Advantage plan that includes prescription drug coverage with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plan includes benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. Call Aetna today at 1-833-771-3415 to learn more. A licensed agent will answer your call.
Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our DSMPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area.
Spring is here, and it's time for a new adventure. C. Harper Cadillac has the vehicle you need to fuel your fun this season. Stop by their dealership in Belle Vernon or view their inventory at charpercadillac.com. C. Harper Cadillac, the best price every time, all the time.
John Perry is a great attorney. Now he has a great partner. Perry Calder is the name of the firm. And the truth of the matter is, he also has his sons there, Alex and Trevor. Folks, one of the best law firms in America. Doctors on staff. The big insurance companies, the big ones, are afraid of them. They're that good. They're feared by doctors who make mistakes. Perry Calder Law, 412-281-4200. 412-281-4200.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
66 with light rain at 10:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen in Rome. Thousands participated in a vigil Thursday, praying the rosary outside the Basilica of St. Mary Major, where Pope Francis will be laid to rest tomorrow. President Trump and former President Biden will join the world leaders attending the funeral on Saturday. A homicide investigation is underway after a body was found inside a former UPMC hospital in Newcastle. Police called to the former Jameson South St. Francis Hospital building, found the remains of 51-year-old Brian Legault around noon on Thursday. Investigators believe Legault was killed but didn't release any details. Tens of thousands of people are expected at Acrisure Stadium this weekend when Supercross returns to Pittsburgh for the first time in over 40 years. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has more.
Sean Brennan, Director of Public Relations for Monster Energy Supercross, tells Larry Richard 26 million pounds of dirt was moved into the stadium in preparation for Saturday's event.
We have a layer of decking that we put down first, and then we cover it with a synthetic, it's almost like a synthetic plywood. It's actually called product for another layer of protection. And that all starts on Monday, even before we start bringing in all the dirt. We're one of the largest dirt owners in the world. We source it all locally here.
Opening ceremonies will take place at 6:30 p.m. and the race will get underway at 7. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 321 points at 39,773. The Nasdaq down 10 points and the S&P is down 20. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:31. Our next update at 11. I'm Paul Rasmussen on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Spring is here, and it's the perfect time to drive into adventure with a new Subaru from Bowser Subaru. The 2025 Subaru Forester and its symmetrical all-wheel drive provides the confidence to explore wherever the season takes you, from muddy trails to long stretches of highway. And with 3.9% APR for 48 months, you don't want to miss it. Don't wait. Visit Bowser Subaru today and take advantage of this limited time offer with credit approval and financing through SMFL. See Bowser Subaru for complete details. Offer ends April 30th. Take a test drive at Bowser Subaru in Pleasant Hills. BowserSubaru.com. Bowser Subaru, Route 51 South, on top of the hill.
When you switch to Progressive and bundle your home and auto, you could save hundreds, and that's a surprising amount of money.
Whoa, that's like farmer's market money.
That's like give me a gallon of that locally sourced raw honey money.
That's certified organic heirloom tomatoes in every imaginable color except red money.
That's let's get 2 pounds of pink oyster mushrooms money. I'm not even sure I like pink oyster mushrooms.
Guess it's time to find out, because you could save hundreds when you switch to Progressive and bundle. Then the world is your pink oyster mushroom. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
At Petite Kitchen and Bath Design Center, we love to exceed our customers' expectations. It's what we've been doing for over 50 years.
Our kitchens are a combination of quality materials and master craftsmanship. And through each step of custom creation to expert installation, it's all about taking care of the details.
With a focus on the details, we make sure that the design meets your needs and that the materials and construction ensure that your kitchen will stand the test of time.
All while managing the scheduling so that your life has as little disruption as possible and your kitchen is completed without surprises.
Exceeding expectations. We'll deliver more kitchen than you expected for less money than you expect to pay.
Visit our showroom or call us at 412-279-2222.
That's 412-279-2222.
Haven't you waited long enough?
PA 625.
I'm sitting here trying to think of how many folks in my life have been impacted by Diamonds Direct. I know that sounds crazy. How would a diamond store impact your life? Okay, my daughter turned 18. My niece just got engaged. My sister got very sick, so we got her a diamond just to make her feel good. Honestly, and she does. My wife, for a Christmas present, Diamonds Direct has had a magnificent impact, a really cool one on my life. It's right there at the Ross Park Mall, Diamonds Direct. I'm telling you, the best you'll ever see. Diamonds Direct. Check it out. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser, Ellen Gamble. What's up?
All right, thank you much, Marty. As we look out on the area roads, just some remnants of the rush hour on the parkways east and west. Parkway east at Edgewood Swissvale, and you'll find the slowdowns on the Parkway west on the front side of Green Tree Hill. From the construction file, another weekend traffic note for you. Collier Township in the sites here, where a single-lane traffic restriction will slow you on Route 50 between the I-79 interchange and Mayor Street. This is for your Saturday, tomorrow, weather permitting, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. for pavement widening. And heads up in the South Hills, Painters Run Road remains closed between Bower Hill Road and McMillan Road due to an earlier down tree and wires. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Not as warm for this afternoon and tonight. We'll have showers on occasion along with a couple of thunderstorms. High 73 and low 59. Still some morning showers before it dries tomorrow. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Allegheny County is looking for poll workers to work the election on May 20th, 2025. Poll workers earn $150 to $175 for the day, plus paid training. For more information and to apply, visit AlleghenyVotes.com. That's AlleghenyVotes.com.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at KennyRoss.com.
All right, it's a Friday. We've made it. Senator Dave McCormick, he's going to be kicking around Pittsburgh doing a bunch of things today, and you know what? I'm going to talk to him in the 3 o'clock hour, so be sure to listen for that. It's a wonderful Friday. Colin Dunlap, 2 to 6, right here, KDK.
I got to talk about what's happening in D.C. with this Hegseth guy. But I got to get Linda first. Hang on there, Ron. Right with you. Linda, go ahead.
Yes, good morning. Thank you for taking my call.
Anytime.
The comment I want to make is about the selfie incidents going on. I think a lot of that is a reflection of pride. And I feel like the world's in a time of not wanting any limits and
pride.
I know, maybe, and some of these young people, they might not even been taught much about behavior in a formal setting.
You stand in line with your mom and dad for 5 hours. If they let you take a selfie, then that's on mom and dad. I agree with you. But there ain't no such, this ain't about pride. I was so proud. Look at the dead Pope behind me and check out my hair. No. But Linda, you nailed it with parents. Go ahead, get the picture. Oh my God, did you see the picture my daughter got with her and the Pope? He's dead. You could never be a teacher, but you ain't got no class. You're doing that. I don't hit my kids, just not my thing, but I would smack that phone out of their hands, and they would not see it again if they try to take a selfie with the dead Pope behind them in a box. Linda, it ain't about pride, but it's exactly what you said, my dear. They ain't raised right. Come on, man. I just want to get a selfie. Are you will? Don't you think we should go over there and get a selfie? What should I wear? Will this skirt clash with the body of the Pope? Looks like the casket's red. Does this polka dot thing? What about my boobs? Do they work with the Pope's dead body? I digress. Someone who would never do that, ever, is my close friend and one of the smartest men on earth, quite frankly, Ron Layton. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Marty, good morning. Thanks for having me back on KDKA.
So, I reached out to Ron last night because it's one thing to want to shake things up. It's another thing to create change. I spent my life doing exactly what guys like Hegseth, this Hegseth guy, were assigned to do. However, what he's decided to do is go on camera and say everyone's fat, everyone's stupid, everyone's lazy, everyone's a liar, and then, according to the Wall Street Journal, so you can't blame the mainstream liberal media, he's literally telling the acting Joint Chief of Staff that he's got to do a polygraph, and then he grabs a general and says, Lieutenant General, Joint Staff Director, and threatens him with a polygraph. So you're taking lifelong men who have crushed it for decades, who have won wars, who have fought, who have blood on their hands, and you're telling them, hey, my man, get over there and take a lie detector test, punk. How does this wash, Ron Layton? Because you've been an insider in this environment. How the hell does this fly, sir, or doesn't it?
Well, one of the things that we've talked about previously with respect to leadership and certainly at the DOD, it's probably the hardest job in D.C. And so what precipitated the conversation that we're talking about right now is the buzz around the Signal chat, the first one. Now we're learning about the second one, and it's just going to continue to go downhill. And to your point, Mr. Hegseth allegedly, reportedly, got that information from General Kurilla, who's the CENTCOM commander. But what happened was General Kurilla took that information and gave it, as he should, to the secretary. So you took a classified piece of information, put it on an unclassified information, and basically shared it with all your buddies. Now, here's the point, to your point. If a young General Kurilla, who is just what you said, been there, done that, right, fought, bled for this country, if a young 22-year, he's an aerospace engineer, by the way, very sharp guy. Wow. So if he was a 22-year-old second lieutenant, like right out of school, had he done half of that, we would not be talking about General Kurilla because he would have been locked up. So the point is, it is a very difficult environment to lead in when the troops know, hey, if I would have done the same thing the secretary did, I would have been court-martialed, I would have been subject to UCMJ, which is the Uniform Code of Military Justice, and likely given prison time. So that's the difficulty in leading in an environment where you yourself have violated core tenets. Now, there's another interesting aspect to that case that, number one, there's a piece of information on that Signal chat where they talked about the girlfriend going into a house.
Yes.
Now, so this hadn't been talked about enough. That's either area surveillance or that is one of the most precious commodities in all of the intelligence world, which is human intelligence, because it's perishable, it's real time, and it's very dangerous. The point is, Marty, there's a lot of speculation that information did not belong to us. We got it from Israelis or we got it from the Brits. But the point is, they would have seen how we treated that. And you know what that means? It means that we're just not going to share with you anymore. So now that puts the United States intelligence edifice into great jeopardy. I say all that to say this is about leadership. And to your point earlier, shaking things up is one thing, but when you put a short order cook in charge of the restaurant, this is what you get.
Boom.
I don't know what anybody expected.
Boom. You're asking the passenger to fly the jet. It's ignorant. Man.
Yeah, in a storm.
And in the insensitive, degrading comments, someone leaked that this idiot put some kind of makeup room in the Pentagon because he is a pretty boy, and that's fine. And he went nuts and said, how about if I have tampon machines put in the apartment? Huh?
Yeah, so Washington, D.C. especially, is not used to having all about policy discussions and how much money we should spend, the conflicts that we choose. But we've never had a competency discussion surrounding secretaries. It just doesn't happen. So Leon Panetta, Chuck Hagel, General Mattis, Lloyd Austin, there has never been a competency question. You could say they did other things that perhaps there was some level of disagreement, but never core leadership competency.
This is hurting our country, is it not, sir?
Well, look at just from an intelligence perspective. You end up saying the policies and practices and the missions that we execute for the betterment of this country, are we doing it in a way that adds to national security or takes away? And a lot of that, the precious components of what makes up that statement that I just made are in the people. This is not AI. You just can't turn that on. So when you have lesser qualified people who have been given exceptional opportunity, the DOD chief is one of the best jobs in D.C., but it's also one of the hardest jobs. That comes with things like you need experience. You need an academic background. You need to have been there and done that, and they are missing the mark on this particular selection.
Marty Griffin has seen some cancer surgeries. Marty Griffin is not a surgeon. Pete Hegseth has reported on the Pentagon. He is not a leader of the Pentagon. He's done. He's fired 5 of his only people he appointed, accusing them of being liars. The walls are crumbling down. Does he survive, Ron?
Likely not, because Mr. Trump will be very sensitive to criticism almost about anything. But when all of when you look at these gaggles inside the Oval,
right,
which are lengthy compared to any modern president,
right,
if he continues to get questions about the general competency, and now he has to continue to defend this, then yeah, his numbers are days are numbered, to be certain. But again, the problem is it's inside the walls of the Pentagon.
Right on.
When no one respects you, you need to leave on your own.
Right on. Ron Layton, you're the best. Thanks, brother.
Marty, thank you. Be well.
Thanks for telling the truth, my man. He's calling people cowards, stupid, lazy, fat. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser, Ellen Gamble. What's up?
All right, Marty, right now, what's up is just some minor delays on the inbound side of the Parkway East at Edgewood Swissvale is where you line up, headed for the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Outbound a little slow past the Homestead Squirrel Hill interchange there. Parkway West, sluggish right around the runaway truck sandpile. Interstate 79 for your weekend. Going to get a lot of work and lane restrictions. Weather permitting, concrete patching will force a lane restriction in both directions between the Neville Island Bridge and the Route 51 Coriopolis-McKees Rocks exit. That starts at 7 tonight, round the clock through 6 on Monday morning. Southbound 79 also will get a continuous lane restriction during the same hours on the same days for the same kind of work. That'll be between the Crafton Moon Run exit and the Pittsburgh interchange. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Shenyun is coming to the Benedum Center, April 26th and 27th. How many times have you thought about attending but missed out? Be sure to catch it this time. Embark on a journey through 5,000 years of beauty, wisdom, and drama in this powerful production. Find out why audiences worldwide call it a touch of heaven and applaud its incredible hope and spirit. The Benedum Center, April 26th and 27th. Tickets at SHENYUN.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Chuck McDowell here. If you were misled or lied to in any way when buying a timeshare, right now is your wake-up call. With the tariffs, economy tanking, and inflation rising, you might need to ask yourself this question. Is owning a timeshare a good idea? With all the economic uncertainty, you need to protect yourself and your family. Don't look back and say, if I'd have only got rid of that stupid timeshare they lied to me about. It's time to stop thinking about canceling your timeshare and finally get rid of it and be smart with your money. At Wesley Financial Group, we've saved 48,000 families an average of $65,000 in lifetime payments. Give us a call. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare permanently or you'll pay nothing.
Call Wesley for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-854-4040. 800-854-4040. 800-854-4040.
UPMC, life-changing, life-saving medicine. I live it.
Looking for the perfect gift? Want to make shopping easy? OliverFlowers.com. Flowers, plants, candy, cuddly plush animals, and yes, balloon bouquets are back. Go to OliverFlowers.com to begin your spring shopping and decorating today. OliverFlowers.com.
When you call yourself the voice of Pittsburgh, you have to know when to not talk. Sometimes you just need to be the ears of Pittsburgh. Just listen. Listen to what you have to say. These are complicated and uncertain times, but when you need us, we're here for you, and we're listening.
A trusted source that you can count on to be here. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Beds are us when dreams don't get in. Beds are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 412-556-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 412-556-BATH.
Beds are us when dreams don't get in. Beds are us.
Contemplating retirement but worried you can't afford it because of high healthcare insurance costs? Dina Schmidt and her team at One Health Benefits will guide you on what's best for your retirement healthcare needs. One Health Benefits has been providing customized health benefit choices to retirees for over 2 decades. You'll probably be pleasantly surprised about the affordable options from One Health Benefits. Call today, 724-799-8873, or learn more at onehealthbenefits.com.
Here's your Jill on Money question of the day.
Tom from Massachusetts asks, I have 2 401k accounts. When I retire in 13 months, should I combine those 2 401ks? Tom, I would definitely combine. It's so much easier to manage your money in retirement when everything is in one place. Whichever of the 2 plans is the better one, that's where I would consolidate, meaning whichever plan has the best selection of inexpensive and efficient index funds. If neither plan is great, then you can always move both of the 401ks into a rollover IRA at any of the major brokerage firms.
Have a question? Go to JillOnMoney.com.
Whether you're shaping up a small yard or tackling serious acreage, Steel Walk Behind, Zero Turn, and Stand-On mowers are built to get the job done. Shop online or at your local Steel dealer. Steel, let's go mow.
The 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Love that song. I don't spend a lot of time on Trump. He just kind of is what he is. And I'm hoping it plays out. And I'm hoping the changes work. But Hegseth is a news anchor. His main concern is his hair and his makeup and his suit, and good for him. He needs to go back to that. He's screwing up the Defense Department. It's not like screwing up a cake at a bakery. Sorry. And I've worked in this business for 35 years. I've been around those paranoid, everybody's out to get me people. Quite frankly, they're the worst. It's all insecurity. You can't fire everybody. And everybody isn't stupid. Everybody isn't lazy. Everybody isn't fat. And he's not Trump. Trump can get away with that ignorant stuff because he's the president. And sometimes he's right. Hegseth is not the president. And sometimes he's not right. And going after generals and ordering generals who dedicated their lives, who watched their friends die in battle, saying, hey, man, I'm going to make you take a polygraph. Kiss my star. It's one thing to shake things up, and that's fine. The Defense Department, I'm certain there's waste. I'm certain there's things you can do in any department, as you can do in any TV station or radio station or newspaper or anything in America, to create efficiency. But to go to a podium every day, this week he said they're all fat. Did you see that? They're all fat. No more fat people in the military. Okay. And then he said no more stupid people. Okay. What happens is these are people with big brains who are very successful at their jobs. They've been doing this for a lifetime. They will find a way to take you out, punk. And that's what they're saying, believe me. And having been in the business that I'm in now for pretty much 40 years, TV, radio people are arrogant. They just are. They think they know everything because they're kind of sort of famous. And he's kind of sort of good looking, so he gets attention for that. So he thinks that he can act like a jag-off and get away with it. No. No, I can't. You can't. I wish him the best back there at Fox News, where he belongs, where he was very talented. He could never be a teacher because he ain't got no class. And firing everybody is not the solution. Well, I had to grab Andy Amrine. I know I'm switching gears, but he's my man. So I have all this gross, disgusting mold on my deck. And I'm always debating between gas-powered machines, and I know I'm changing gears, but so what? And electric. And I got an electric-powered high-pressure washer from the man himself, Andy Amrine. What's up, brother?
Hey, Marty, how'd it go? You still have a deck? It's nice and clean. You happy?
I tell you what, this is why I love him. For anyone out there, is that big, nasty, disgusting, gas-powered, high-pressure washer. The electric is 1/4 the size.
Yep.
1/10 is loud, right?
Yep.
Doesn't break down, doesn't weigh 700 pounds, and kicks ass. I'm serious, man.
Got it. No, absolutely. I'm a huge fan, and like I had mentioned to you, they're a lot safer to use, a lot less chance of doing damage to the house or deck or cars or kids or toys or whatever it is you're cleaning. So, that's why we wanted you to use it. I know you couldn't hurt yourself.
Wow. So the only thing is, it doesn't have the power of the gas one, so you can't remove paint from the deck, which you could fast with a gas one. So in some ways, it's smarter to have less power.
Well, that's exactly it. I've had a lot of people over the years damage their deck or their finish or their wood or whatever the case may be by having the philosophy of more power is better. You start getting a gas one at 3,000 PSI, and you didn't want to take the finish off, but you didn't have a choice. It took the finish right off the wood itself and really caused a lot of issue, a lot of damage.
No, I had to put you on there this morning, and for anyone listening who does this kind of work, because I'm an idiot about it, and you could get hurt with the high power. You could tear skin.
Absolutely.
You could draw blood. They're dangerous for idiots like me. But this electric system, again, really small. You could use it at night, because I was in the dark doing it because I'm a moron. And it works without waking up the neighbors, and I got to thank you, my man. You're the best.
Well, it's my pleasure. Always there to help you.
Andy Amrine. He's a hell of a man, and he was right. He's always right. Go electric, folks. Believe me, it's better.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas. The perfect place for mom.
When you buy appliances, they break. It's just the truth. Check this out. Voss TV and Appliance. They have their own crews, their own folks, techs that fix this stuff, and they're magnificent. Here's the other thing about Voss. Our dishwasher broke. They got a new dishwasher in our house within a week and a half. In this marketplace, in crazy weather, during crazy times. Voss TV and Appliance, 412-650-VOSS, 412-650-VOSS.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. This is something very special to me. I've been talking about Gunny's Ridge, a special place for veterans and first responders. You can honor a loved veteran or first responder with a fruit tree in the Honor Orchard of Gunny's Ridge. It's $122. The number 22 represents the number of veterans who take their lives each day. Gunny's Ridge is a special place. You must check it out at gunnysridge.org. This honor orchard is a beautiful thing. gunnysridge.org.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
66 with light rain at 11 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Some NFL draft observers expected the Steelers to make a deal in last night's first round. KDK's Jeff Hathorn tells us why the team did not.
Both Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin said they had the right person. They just couldn't trade down. Tomlin needed Oregon defensive tackle Derek Harmon.
Extreme urgency, to be quite honest with you. There's no substitute for young talent. You don't have a chance to fill a quality defense unless you're stout inside and up front. And this is a young guy, man, that has an opportunity to learn from the likes of Cam Hayward and put his hand in that pile and be a significant contributor for us for years to come.
With the Steelers, Jeff Hathorn, News Radio KDKA.
Charges are being filed against a man accused of attacking a woman with a hot steam iron. News Radio KDK's David Ballarado has more.
55-year-old Burton Bird is accused of attacking his victim last weekend. The criminal complaint says he accused her of cheating on him and tied her hands together, hit her with a belt and his fist, and then burnt her with a hot steam iron. The victim, whose name has not been released, suffered burns to 60% of her body. Bird is facing aggravated assault, kidnapping, and other charges. David Ballarado, News Radio KDKA.
State police are trying to figure out how a driver wound up on the wrong side of Route 30 in Westmoreland County, leading to a crash that injured 2 people. This happened during the rush hour Wednesday night past the Cedar Road exit in Hempfield Township. Trooper Steve Lamani told KDKA-TV 83-year-old Nancy Duva apparently missed the signs saying do not enter and wrong way.
I would think that she had to have this oh my God moment at some point in time and just wasn't able to make a good enough decision to somehow get off of the road, try and pull onto the berm.
Duva's vehicle hit a pickup truck head on. She and the other driver were taken to Forbes Regional Hospital, both of them in serious condition. A new study finds some food additives might raise the risk of type 2 diabetes. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has that.
By themselves, food dyes, artificial sweeteners, and emulsifiers don't pose much of a threat. French researchers say the risks arise when those additives are combined in ultra-processed foods like broths, salsas, margarine, and sodas. The researchers suggest you avoid ultra-processed foods as much as you can. Tuesday, Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. called on the food industry to stop using several artificial dyes. The International Association of Color Manufacturers pushed back against the characterization that currently used dyes are unsafe. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 228 points at 39,865. The Nasdaq is up 35 points and the S&P down 6. KDKA Sports, a big pitching matchup at Dodger Stadium tonight as Paul Skeen starts for the Pirates against LA's Yoshinobu Yamamoto. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. For your home's windows, siding, doors, and bath, trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:03. Time to call Rhino Shield and have your home look new again. For a free estimate, call 888-744-6641. 66 with light, scattered showers in the Pittsburgh area. AAA traffic in the AccuWeather forecast next.
Shenyun is coming to the Benedum Center, April 26th and 27th. Shenyun revives China's divinely inspired traditional culture, lost in communist China today. Discover what China's 1.4 billion people can't see and why Shenyun can't perform there. See Shenyun at least once in your lifetime. The Benedum Center, April 26th and 27th. Tickets at shenyun.com. That's SHENYUN.com.
Spring is in the air here at Jim Shorkey Kia in North Huntington. New all-wheel drive 2025 Kia Soul LX. Lease for $199 a month for 24 months with $29.99 due at signing. Grab 1.9% APR for 60 months on 2025 Kia Sportage and Sorrento. A 500 vehicle selection, 3 years of prepaid maintenance, the industry's best warranty, and $500 more for your trade. Shop the big spring event at PA's #1 volume Kia Kia dealer, JimShorkeyKia.com. Call 1-855-410-4996 for complete details on all offers and terms.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and almost 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. And if you think this is just a cosmetic problem, think again. Varicose or spider veins, if left untreated, can lead to swollen or discolored legs, cramping, the inability to stand or walk, neuropathy, even worse, blood clots, which can travel to other parts of your body. But here's the good news. Advanced Medical Vein Treatment Centers offers plans that treat and cure the condition, not just cover up. Grab your phone, take down this number, and call 800-597-7992. That's 800-597-7992. When you call, you'll get free information. Free information on how you can live your life to the fullest again. Walk, exercise, sleep well. Your vein problems will not go away on their own, and in time can lead to major health issues. Call Advanced Medical Vein today for free information on fast and easy solutions that are covered by most insurance plans, Medicare included. Call 800-597-7992. That's 800-597-7992 today.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up?
Hey, Marty, as we look out over the area roads, we do have an accident on our roster here. Crews on the scene with this on Shadyside, on Center Avenue at Morewood Avenue. Also, you want to watch for slowdowns on the Parkway East inbound at Wilkinsburg right now. The Parkway West is slow at the top of Green Tree Hill. Big reminder for you to prepare for a traffic stoppage of up to 15 minutes at a time on the Parkway East today, sometime between now and 3 p.m. This is out toward the Monroeville Route 48 interchange, where crews are setting beams for that new 376 bridge over Old William Penn Highway. PennDOT had told us there would be 3 stoppages. So far, we've seen 2 of them happen since 8 a.m., so we expect that 1 more is to come as we head toward the afternoon. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon and tonight will stay mostly cloudy. It won't be as warm with a couple of showers and thunderstorms around. High 73 this afternoon, low 59 tonight, drying out after the morning tomorrow. I'm AccuWeather's Heather's Air, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Steel walk behind, zero turn, and stand on mowers are built to get the job done. Shop online or at your local Steel dealer. Steel, let's go mow.
The following is an editorial by KDKA Radio Senior Vice President Market Manager Michael Spacciapoli.
President Donald Trump should rethink his position to a U.S. Steel merger with Nippon Steel, and for more than one good reason. First, there are strong financial incentives. The Japanese steelmaker is offering to invest $7 billion to upgrade U.S. steel production facilities. $1 billion of that money would bring facilities in the Mon Valley up to date. Better technology and efficiency will help U.S. Steel compete with China in a tough international market. The merger would also save local union jobs and boost the Mon Valley economy. The president has objected to the merger over national security concerns, but how the deal is a threat is a mystery to reasonable observers. Nippon Steel already operates 8 production facilities in the U.S. and promises to move its headquarters from Houston to Pittsburgh. Now, there's a compelling environmental motivation for giving the deal a green light. Upgraded production facilities will significantly reduce carbon emissions and improve the area's air quality. This merger is now a win-win-win deal.
This has been an editorial by KDKA Radio Senior Vice President Market Manager Michael Spacciapoli. To view a transcript, go to kdkaradio.com.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
If you got 2,000 houses, show me the damn houses. That's kind of the challenge. Seems to me. It shouldn't be that hard, right? You put me in a car, we drive around, there's 400, there's 200, there's 2,000, or not, or it's a lie. The mayor has been promising 2,000 houses. By the way, we need at least 6. And as I have stated by bringing on one of the big muckety-mucks with Howard Hanna, there ain't no houses in Pittsburgh for middle-class Pittsburghers. That's a whole nother day and a whole nother conversation. Try and find a house in this town if you make less than $200,000 a year. It doesn't have boards on the windows. I had my boy Billy, who I love, do his own math and count out the mayor who says he has a house tracker, the mayor who says he has 2,000 homes out there. Billy, the best Billy could come up with is about 600. One of the best in the country, the best in the game, Brandon McGinley with the Post-Gazette joins me. You couldn't even find 500, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think a generous interpretation of the administration's own data is that they're responsible for about 500 units of affordable housing. And using their own definition here, we're talking about affordable to folks at 50% or less of the regional area median income. So, yeah, I mean, the claims were all over the place. Early in the campaign, I think it started at 1,000 and with 1,000 more in the pipeline. Then it became 1,600, then it became 2,000, and then people finally started to push back because I think if no one pushed back, it was just going to keep rising.
Right on.
And finally, some folks started to say, okay, what are we actually talking about here? And then the administration, this is an important point here. The administration, the public administration that's paid for by taxpayer dollars, created an affordable housing tracker to be used by the campaign in order to prove their numbers. But it didn't prove their numbers. What it proved is that they've been making it up all along.
Well, and then there's this monster in the room. Anthony Coghill sent me this, and I know you know this. So they took out a loan for $30 million.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to pay $32 million in interest, $62 million, and out of that, they're going to build 60 affordable homes. If the city needs 6,000, we need $600 million or so. Yeah. It is a ridiculous lie what they're telling us, is what you're saying, too.
Well, it goes to show how, the difference between theory and reality.
Right on.
The kind of ideological movement that pushed the mayor into power and that still is trying to keep him in power, their view, and this has been expressed time and again, is that the only legitimate way to build affordable housing is for the government to do it.
He's right.
They do not want any private developers involved at all.
He's right.
But as you said, given the fact that a unit of affordable housing, a new house, and this basically goes for apartments as well, costs at least $400,000 to build. Woo! So will you use 500 as an easy number to do math with? Then you're right. If you want to do the 6,000, you're getting to numbers that are difficult to fit on a calculator. Because at the end of the day, the only way it's actually going to happen is if you do the much more difficult work of working with and compromising with private developers to build housing that is sustainable. And that means stacking a whole bunch of different kinds of grants and federal and state. And it's a huge pain. And the system needs to be reformed. Like, I totally agree with all of that. But at the end of the day, Gainey argued during his primary 4 years ago that basically Pittsburgh needed more affordable housing. The only reason we didn't have it was because Bill Peduto didn't have the will to.
And the rich developers.
And the rich developers were stifling it. Okay. So we've had now 3 years to test this theory. And it turns out it needs more than desire. It needs a lot of hard work, and you can't do it without developers. I'm sorry. Maybe that's a kind of a disappointing reality, but it is the reality. And so what we've kind of showed, honestly, all across the board, if you value kind of progressive policies, you were happier under Bill than under Ed. And let me say, in particular, progressive results.
Yep.
So yeah, it's the politics of this whole thing are just totally scrambled. And
but you point out something brilliant in your own piece. It's brilliant. So they set up an affordable housing tracker, and their own tracker proves they're lying about the numbers.
Yeah. Well, they settled on something new, which is 1,600 units that are completed, in construction, or, quote, in process. Okay? So that seems to be fair enough. I think there's some questions about how they're categorizing some of the things on the tracker, but let's place that to one side. The thing is that they've been lying until now, and they still fudge the numbers when they talk about, we delivered 1,600 units of affordable housing. No, you haven't. You have not delivered that. The most we can say is that, and I think, Cory O'Connor's campaign has basically said that the number to focus on is 201. 201 units of affordable rentals that are new. I would say, in fairness to Ed Gainey, that you should add the 299 that have been preserved, because that's a real thing. It keeps people in their homes, and it's hard work. So give it to them. That's 500.
Hey, before you go, tell our listeners something. Where do you live?
I live in Brookline.
Is there one new house in Brookline under construction by the city?
No. The only recent new construction in Brookline is across the border in Mount Lebanon.
Right.
So it's not in Brookline.
And can I buy a house in Brookline?
There's land too. I mean, there's land too, by the way.
Yep.
Like
a lot of it.
It's not like Brookline's not totally full. It's just,
Right on.
Yeah.
I love your reporting, man. You're one of my favorite people because you tell the truth. And the irony is that in the eyes of Gainey and his people, we're the enemy because we're telling the truth. We have become the enemy. It's fascinating to me.
Well, it's about 3.5 weeks left till this primary, and it's going to be really ugly, and the lies are just building up. And, it's just a matter of kind of keeping your head and hoping that the truth will prevail. Because what's happening right now is you have these kind of outside forces, these working families partying out of Philadelphia. They're hiring folks in Washington, D.C. It's a bunch of folks who have no incentive not to lie because they don't even live here.
Right on.
Okay.
Right on.
So it's just got to survive the next 3.5 weeks.
Brother, thanks, man. You're the best.
Thanks, Marty.
They set up an affordable housing tracker so you could count the housing, and it proves that they're liars. Isn't that special? Isn't that special? Huh? You know, Mr. Mayor, our tracker says we lied. Huh? That's okay. No one will notice. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, 888 Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up?
Hey, Marty, what's up is a new accident making our roster here. We do have one reported, and you'll want to watch for crews rolling up on the scene in Whitehall on Route 51. That's Clareton Boulevard, near the intersection with Stewart Avenue. So it could be a little bit tight for you. There are no major traffic troubles behind the Liberty tunnels on 51 or West Liberty Avenue, but the Parkway West inbound remains stubbornly stuck with delays that greet you at the top of Green Tree Hill heading into the Fort Pitt tunnels. The lineup on the Parkway East is very heavy for you right around Edgewood Swissvale. Stop and go from that point down to and through those Squirrel Hill tunnels. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Every time I go into the offices of Physical, that's Phyzical in Monroeville, where I get physical therapy, to help my balance, I see a room full of patients waiting that heard how much it's helped me on this talk show. And it's so rewarding. Phyzical, 412-457-8200, right behind the Monroeville Mall. Look, I had chemo and radiation, jacked up my balance. It doesn't anymore. Physical, Phyzical, it works.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/apply. That's ethos.com/apply.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Are you a small business owner who needs immediate cash flow? At Swish Funding, we have flexible funding options from $25,000 to $2 million. For the best rates and terms for your business, just one application to Swish Funding gives you access to our entire network of funders, with cash in your account in as little as 24 hours. To qualify, you must be in business for at least 1 year with monthly revenue of $50,000. Apply at swishradio.com and use code FAST. Swishradio.com, code FAST.
Aw, Mother's Day's coming up. Cover yours, honey. Oakmont Bakery is the hookup. Flowers for mom cakes. Aw. Chocolate dipped strawberries. Aw. The sweetheart assortment of chocolate and pastries. Aw. And, of course, you got the Oakmont Bakery gift card. Insane coffee house. Amazing lunches and sandwiches. and heart-shaped cakes. Mother's Day, Oakmont Bakery. Delicious.
Shenyun is coming to the Benedum Center, April 26th and 27th. How many times have you thought about attending but missed out? Be sure to catch it this time. Embark on a journey through 5,000 years of beauty, wisdom, and drama in this powerful production. Find out why audiences worldwide call it a touch of heaven and applaud its incredible hope and spirit. The Benedum Center, April 26th and 27th. Tickets at SHENYUN.com.
John Perry is a great attorney. Now he has a great partner. Perry Calder is the name of the firm. And the truth of the matter is, he also has his sons there, Alex and Trevor. Folks, one of the best law firms in America. Doctors on staff. The big insurance companies, the big ones, are afraid of them. They're that good. They're feared by doctors who make mistakes. Perry Calder Law, 412-281-4200. 412-281-4200.
Spring is here, and it's time for a new adventure. See Harper Cadillac has the vehicle you need to fuel your fun this season. Stop by their dealership in Belle Vernon or view their inventory at charpercadillac.com. See Harper Cadillac, the best price every time, all the time.
Folds of Honor has been meeting Sacrifice with Hope since 2019 in Western PA. It's their honor to empower people through education and the opportunities it creates. 41% of Folds of Honor scholarships are awarded to minorities, making recipient families as diverse as the country we call home. Folds of Honor has earned the Gold Star Platinum Seal, as well as 4 out of 4-star rankings on Charity Navigator. You can join their squadron today at westernpa.foldsoфhonor.org. Please donate today. Spitzer Toyota of Monroeville is a proud supporter of Folds of Honor.
Broadway's must-see musical takes you into the heart of the remarkable true story of 7,000 stranded passengers and a small town in Newfoundland that welcomed them. Come From Away. Hailed as the best of the year across North America, Come From Away is a powerful celebration of humanity. Go see this gem of a musical, Come From Away.
May 2nd through 4th at the Benedum Center, trustarts.org, PNC Broadway in Pittsburgh.
Your 401k goes up and down. Fine when you're 40, not when you're 60. Find out how to protect your money on Expedition Retirement. Saturday night at 8, Sunday night at 11 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
My boy's back. Jim Toten, Toten's Diner. Great breakfast, great lunch, big portions, great pricing, great staff. Jim and Joanne are running an amazing joint. Check it out. Toten's Diner, Route 19, Perry Highway.
Everyone, it's Bob Pompiani here. If you are like me, you tend to want to keep everything. Never throw anything out. Well, it leads to a messy problem. My garage is where I stash stuff, and it lacks organization. That's why I've called Pittsburgh Garage. I logged on to PittsburghGarage.com and saw they have done thousands of local installations. They have over 400 five-star reviews. I need a garage makeover, from the floor to the walls to storage, so I called Pittsburgh Garage, the authority in garage makeovers. Schedule a free estimate at PittsburghGarage.com.
Hear about it, then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The housing line. My man Jim says no one cares about housing in Pittsburgh. They should talk about this stuff. I disagree. I think it's a massive problem. You have a home. And the fact that they're lying, Jimbo, is ignorant as hell. It aggravates me to no end. It does. Of course, public safety is important. Of course, streets are important. Of course, education is important. But housing's important, man. Every single day I open up, and I just asked Brandon, same thing. Is there one new house going up in your town? No. Where is there one? Mount Lebanon, my town. Developers are welcome in Mount Lebanon, although it's a tad landlocked. And it's a different climate, it's a different economy, different everything, but they are building there. There has to be some truth and honor among politicians. Otherwise, people think they're always lying all the time. And if the mayor was going to go out and show people homes that they had for people, they should have actually shown homes they had for people. And if they're going to have a tracker to track those homes, they should have had a tracker to track the homes. Oh, they did. And it showed they only had 500, not 2,000. It's coming to a head. And I've said this from the start, and I'm going to say it today because I think it's relevant. Pittsburgh is in a place that America was in with Trump. Pittsburgh wants change. Period. Everything else aside, all the rhetoric, all the ugly campaign stuff you're saying, it all goes out the window, and people that head to the polls want change. And that's why Mayor Ed Gainey is in his last days. That's where I'm at with this. They're both campaigning hard as hell. They're both trying hard as hell. They're both raising money. They're both running attack ads. But ask yourself, is Pittsburgh better off than it was when Gainey started? And the answer is, hell no. The economy, no. Jobs, no. Cops, no. Streets, no. Public safety, no. Crime, no. Oh. Schools, no. New business, Housing, nope. So when you wander to the polls, and this crap that you're not going to vote because you don't like either one, if you don't vote, don't whine. Get your lazy ass up off the couch, turn off Wheel of Fortune, and vote, for God's sakes. Because if you don't whine. Please.
Spring-tastic savings continue at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. Save with your Coons Reward Card. All natural, boneless, skinless chicken thighs are $2.79 a pound. Extra large slicing tomatoes, 99 cents a pound. And selected varieties of Utz potato chips, 7.75 to 8-ounce bags, $1.88 each. And Sugardale hot dogs, 3-pound package, $3.99 each. Additional savings in our meat department, 85% lean, fresh ground round, $5.79 a pound. In our produce department, jumbo cantaloupes, $1.99 each. And fresh southern sweet corn, 6 for $3. In our deli department, plain or garlic Smith's bologna, $5.99 a pound. And in our bakery, fudge iced 8-inch Boston cream cakes, $10 each. And this week, selected varieties of Barilla pasta, 12 to 16-ounce boxes, 4 for $5.
So get in on all these great savings now at one of your 8 locally owned and independently operated Coons Markets, your neighborhood grocer. How do you find the Coons Market nearest you? Click on coonsmarket.com.
Step into a fresher, cleaner home this spring with Zero Res. Hi, this is Larry Richard. Beat the rush, get big savings and priority booking by calling my heroes at Zero Res, 412-701-1188, or go online at ZeroResPGH.com. Check out their Google rating, 4.9 with almost 11,000 raving customer reviews. Count me among them. Get the freshness and get that winter lingering odor, dirt, and stuff out. And don't forget about your air ducts, too. 3 rooms, Zero Resified from Pittsburgh's #1 carpet and air duct cleaner at $119, and take $75 off your air duct cleaning, too. Take advantage of the KDKA special this month. Call 412-701-1188 or again online at ZeroResPGH.com. Do it today. Spell it backward or forward. It spells the same. Zero Res.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
66 with light rain at 11:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. The Steelers selected last night a defensive lineman who got emotional when he met with the media. KDKA Radio's Jeff Hathorn tells us why.
First-round pick Derek Harmon choked back tears after being drafted by the Steelers. We found out the whole reason why after he talked with reporters.
It was a little bittersweet, man. My mom wasn't with me. She's at the hospital right now on life support. So that was a little bittersweet, man, because she worked as hard just as me to get to this moment.
Harmon was heading to see her right after, saying he learned resilience from his mother. With the Steelers, Jeff Hathorn, News Radio KDKA.
Some of the top Supercross racers in the country are gearing up to hit the track Saturday at Acrisure Stadium. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has the story.
Sean Brennan, Director of Public Relations for Monster Energy Supercross, said it's been a long time since dirt bike racing has been held in Pittsburgh at this level.
We are super excited to be back. The Steelers organization and everybody here at Acrisure Stadium, we have been working on this event for 3+ years.
He tells Larry Richard the tickets for the Pittsburgh stop have been the hottest ones of the season.
So we are expecting, rain or shine, a thunderous crowd. I would love to say that we'll be near capacity.
Brennan expects an estimated 50,000 fans to attend. Tickets are available at supercrosslive.com. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 238 points at 39,855. The Nasdaq up 54, and the S&P is up. Make that down now, just 1 point. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:31. Our next update at noon on the Voice of Pittsburgh. News Radio KDKA.
This summer, visit the award-winning Remember Me Rose Garden, a non-profit, volunteer-led memorial honoring the heroes of Flight 93. See this unique rose garden for free, featuring 3,000 roses, almost 2 acres of wildflowers, 50 flowering trees. Just seconds from the Flight 93 National Memorial, visitors will experience a tranquil 13-acre setting for remembrance and reflection. Visit Remember Me Rose Garden this summer. Learn more at remembermerosegarden.org. Spring is here, and it's the perfect time to drive into adventure with a new Subaru from Bowser Subaru. The 2025 Subaru Crosstrek is versatile and ready to take you anywhere this spring. And with 3.9% for 48 months, it's a deal you don't want to miss. Don't wait. Visit Bowser Subaru today and take advantage of this limited time offer. With credit approval and financing through SMFL. See Bowser Subaru for complete details. Offer ends April 30th. So go ahead, take a test drive, and get to Bowser Subaru in Pleasant Hills. Now that's the power of Bowser. BowserSubaru.com. Bowser Subaru, Route 51 South, on top of the hill.
UPMC saved my life. No, they did. They really did. And right now, they're fighting to save my sister's life. Cancer, too. Right now. The doctors, the nurses, they will do anything at any time to help you to live and to thrive. It's a magnificent, magnificent philosophy. UPMC, life-changing, life-saving medicine.
Shen Yun is coming to the Benedum Center, April 26th and 27th. Shen Yun revives China's divinely inspired traditional culture, lost in communist China today. Discover what China's 1.4 billion people can't see and why Shen Yun can't perform there. See Shen Yun at least once in your lifetime. The Benedum Center, April 26th and 27th. Tickets at shenyun.com. That's SHENYUN.com.
When you struggle with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis, you get used to not feeling 100%. I thought that was how it had to be. Until I discovered the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. They told me about new medications that weren't around back when I was diagnosed. They helped me find a specialist who gave me a new treatment plan. I'm feeling better than I ever thought I could. Don't settle for not feeling your best. Take action today to take care of yourself. Spill your guts. Learn more at
There's no better description than to say St. Jude is a place of hope. My name is Lindsay. I'm alive today because of this incredible hospital and the generosity of so many who wanted to support it.
Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick
Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen Gable, what's up?
All right, thank you much. As we take a look out on the area roads, Marty, we have some minor delays and an accident or two. The accident is on appreciate your patience here as we get another document pulled up. There it is, Whitehall, on 51 Clareton Boulevard near Stewart Avenue is where crews are in the final stages of clearing that earlier issue for you. Delays on the parkways, Parkway West at the top, Parkway East at Edgewood Swissvale, and a reminder of traffic stoppages of up to 15 minutes at a time on the Parkway East today. This could happen once between now and 3 p.m., we're told. PennDOT said there would be 3 stoppages. We've already had 2 this morning. This is out by the Route 48 interchange on 376 where crews are setting beams for that new bridge over Old William Penn Highway. When they have stopped traffic in both directions, it has been quite heavy, so please plan ahead. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Mostly cloudy and not as warm for this afternoon and tonight. We'll have a couple of showers and thunderstorms. High 73 this afternoon, low 59 tonight. Still morning showers tomorrow. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Tune in this Sunday morning at 8 for the Coons Cooking Hour with Rob Pratt and the Coons Market team discussing springtime favorite recipes and meals. It's the Coons Cooking Hour presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
All right, it's a Friday. We've made it. Senator Dave McCormick, he's going to be kicking around Pittsburgh doing a bunch of things today. And you know what? I'm going to talk to him in the 3 o'clock hour. So be sure to listen for that. It's a wonderful Friday. Colin Dunlap, 2 to 6 right here, KDK.
It's the world's greatest hotel. I've said it for 20 years because I believe it and I know it. The William Penn. You go in there, it's like a movie. They got waiters, man, who've been there 50 years. It's just cool. It just is, man. My in-laws go there. That's enough that they can manage that at the William Penn. God bless them. The Outlaws. They have to have the same room that has 2 sinks in the bathroom or they won't stay there, or something like that. Ugh. And they deal with it. They're wonderful people. The William Penn. We had the opportunity once in a lifetime to stay in the same suite where Kamala Harris stayed. She was shacked up here. Not shacked up. I apologize. I didn't mean that. She was camped out here for a week trying to prepare for the debates. Apparently she didn't spend enough time on the debates. Was probably eating the snacks to William Penn. But after she left, we stayed there. She lost. We won. Love that place. My kids, the suite has like 700 rooms, and it's like a labyrinth. My kids, their jaw dropped. It was so cool. It's old school. It's just, you walk in those doors and it's like, whoa, this is cool. They have this ballroom upstairs where people have weddings. It's a movie. Have you been in that, Patrick?
I have.
Yeah, it's just cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's just cool. Anyway, Patrick loves it too. So, the Warmathon's this thing. Every year we raise like almost $200,000 this year and help a lot of folks get through tough months with their heating. It would not happen. It just wouldn't without the William Penn, because they have this insane dinner for folks who contribute. A lot of money, really. It's like almost $10,000. And they have dinner there with myself and my wife. And this year it's an all-time record number of people. And God bless them again for handling that, because they don't have to, because it's a lot of work. And they do it because they love to help and they love to make a difference. And the guy who really pushes this is my man Bob Page with the William Penn. How are you, Bob?
Good, Marty. How are you?
World's greatest hotel. I was told there's an enclave of sorts there, not to replace the Pope, but to change the name of that presidential suite to the Marty Griffin Suite. Is that true, sir?
It's on the docket. We're thinking about it.
Yeah. Hey, maybe a urinal, something, man, something, Bob. Give me some love.
There you go. Yeah, we've got to get your name on something.
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I mean, you spent some time here, right?
I love it. You had this. I forget when we were there, but you had this really cool. First of all, there's this bar in the basement that's a legit old school speakeasy. That it's so cool. There's a line on weekends that's so popular. Do you have that pop-up thing going on still?
Well, not right now.
Okay.
But we're in the process of getting another one ready, and
Nice.
we're going to do one that's going to happen throughout the summer. So more to come on that, but we're in the planning stages of that right now.
All right. So let's talk about this dinner. We have the menu. We put it up. It's a hell of a thing that you do for us. Why is it important? Because we're showing the menu and the courses and what the chef has put together. Why is it important for you at the William Penn to give back like this, sir?
Well, I think that any business that's been in the community, and particularly the William Penn, Marty, right? We've been here forever. We've been a staple of the Pittsburgh community for so long. And I think that you have to give back to your community that supports you, right? Everyone supports this hotel. What a great cause this is. To help people that can't afford, their heating bills in the winter. So I just think that this is something for us that's easy, right? It's what we do. We're in the hospitality business. So for us to put together a fabulous dinner menu for people to come and enjoy is just simple. So
My guy there, is John. I love him, man.
I love John. John and I have been here together for quite some time as well. Yeah.
Oh,
no doubt.
He's a great man. He's a great family man. He's a great part of the community. He's just cool.
He is.
The chef did something really special here. Do you mind if we go through this menu? This is kind of I was told to wear my Thanksgiving pants.
Sure. No, absolutely. I looked at the menu. It's fabulous.
All right. So we
I'm
have,
jealous.
where the hell is this thing? Okay. The first course is, and I know people listening really care. Coquille Saint-Jacques. We know what that is. Scallop on the half shell. Corn and crab soup, fine. Rack of lamb. All right. Leek and garlic. And cherry gastrique. All right, man. What is cherry gastrique, Bob?
That's a good question. You're asking a non-foodie.
I knew I would get him.
But I'm confident that Chef it's going to be great.
What? Oh, citrus, Millie, Fayy. I don't know, man, but it sounds delicious, and I love
the fabulous menu.
And it's in that gorgeous restaurant. You feel like you're in a time warp. It's so classic, is it not, sir?
It is absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, what a setting to be able to do it in, right?
Hey, you do have a couple waiters there who have been there a while, do you not, sir? Just really cool guys, do you not?
No, we do. Yeah, you mentioned it. I mean, we have such longevity in our staff, particularly the terrace room, but there are a couple of servers that have been there for, 40 plus years. So I think it speaks to, the fact that they love what they do. They love coming to work in a beautiful place every day, right?
Yep. I love the hotel. And is it true that you folks go through special training when my in-laws come and stay there?
We do. Absolutely. It's all hands on deck.
Bob Page, my man, William Penn. See you Saturday night, brother. I really appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Marty. We look forward to it. Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah. My wife is very excited. The beauty is she talks to everyone and they love her. I am living in, I'm just being honest, in very loud spaces because of my voice. It'll blow out and then I'm done. And she doesn't like seafood, so I get to eat her scallop, which really makes for a perfect night. Thank you, William Penn, for making a difference, taking almost 20 people and doing this meal for free so that this charity can benefit thousands and thousands of dollars and help a lot of folks in this community stay warm. It's a hell of a deal from the William Penn. That's why I love them. They're great people. It's a hell of an event. It's what makes Pittsburgh cool. There are a lot of organizations like the William Penn that like to make a difference. Very, very cool. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser, Ellen Gamble. What's up?
All right, Marty, what's up is an accident in Whitehall, just on the line as you're heading toward the city. This is on 51 Clairton Boulevard, near the intersection with Stewart Avenue, so heavy traffic on 51 in that area. A reminder for you, I-79 is due for lots of work and lane restrictions for your weekend. Weather permitting, concrete patching will force a lane restriction in both directions on 79 between the Neville Island Bridge and the Route 51 Coriopolis-McKees Rocks exit from 7 tonight, round the clock through 6 on Monday. Southbound 79 also getting a continuous lane restriction during those same hours and over the weekend for concrete patching work between the Route 60 Crafton Moon Run exit and the I-376 Airport Pittsburgh exit. AAA Traffic on the 5s announcing nonstop flights on Spirit Airlines departing Palmer Regional Airport to Fort Lauderdale, Myrtle Beach, and Orlando. I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Leading with support and a proven commitment to public safety, represent how Sheriff Kevin Krause effectively serves Allegheny County. Paul Martino here, supporting the re-election of Allegheny County Sheriff Kevin Krause. Kevin's respect and trust from the labor community and unanimous endorsements by city, county and state, public safety, and first responders are key reasons to re-elect him as sheriff.
I'm Sheriff Kevin Krause. I'd be honored to earn your vote on May 20th.
Paid for by friends of Kevin Krause for sheriff.
John Perry is a great attorney. Now he has a great partner. Perry Calder is the name of the firm. And the truth of the matter is, he also has his sons there, Alex and Trevor. Folks, one of the best law firms in America. Doctors on staff. The big insurance companies, the big ones, are afraid of them. They're that good. They're feared by doctors who make mistakes. Perry Calder Law, 412-281-4200, 412-281-4200.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Imagine an airport where you park your car for free and get to your flight quickly. Welcome to the Palmer Regional Airport. Spirit Airlines has flights to Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, and Myrtle Beach starting in May. Experience the difference. The Palmer Regional Airport.
The fate of Pittsburgh leadership is upon us. You soon will have the choice to decide who will represent the Democratic Party in the fall. Incumbent Mayor Ed Gainey or Allegheny County Controller Corey O'Connor. On May 8th at 9:30 a.m., KDKA Radio will help you make the decision as both candidates face off in the mayoral primary debate 2025. Gainey, O'Connor, you decide. Only on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Shenyun is coming to the Benedum Center, April 26th and 27th. How many times have you thought about attending but missed out? Be sure to catch it this time. Embark on a journey through 5,000 years of beauty, wisdom, and drama in this powerful production. Find out why audiences worldwide call it a touch of heaven and applaud its incredible hope and spirit. The Benedum Center, April 26th and 27th. Tickets at SHENYUN.com.
When you switch to Progressive and bundle your home and auto, you could save hundreds, and that's a surprising amount of money.
Whoa, that's like farmer's market money.
That's like give me a gallon of that locally sourced raw honey money.
That's certified organic heirloom tomatoes in every imaginable color except red money.
That's let's get 2 pounds of pink oyster mushrooms money. I'm not even sure I like pink oyster mushrooms. Guess it's time to find out, because you could save hundreds when you switch to Progressive and bundle. Then the world is your pink oyster mushroom. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and almost 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. And if you think this is just a cosmetic problem, think again. Varicose or spider veins, if left untreated, can lead to swollen or discolored legs, cramping, the inability to stand or walk, neuropathy, even worse, blood clots, which can travel to other parts of your body. But here's the good news. Advanced Medical Vein Treatment Centers offers plans that treat and cure the condition, not just cover up. Grab your phone, take down this number, and call 800-597-7992. That's 800-597-7992. When you call, you'll get free information. Free information on how you can live your life to the fullest again. Walk, exercise, sleep well. Your vein problems will not go away on their own, and in time can lead to major health issues. Call Advanced Medical Vein today for free information on fast and easy solutions that are covered by most insurance plans, Medicare included. Call 800-597-7992. That's 800-597-7992 today.
When it's cancer, life gets complicated. The AHN Cancer Navigation Team guides you through. Appointments, expert specialists, emotional support, done. Because at AHN, we see you. Visit ahn.org/cancer team. When it's cancer, AHN knows. Life takes a village. Cancer takes a team. The AHN Cancer Navigation Team gets you the support you need. An expert care plan, financial guidance, emotional support. Visit ahn.org/cancer team.
The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
What I admire about these shows, the people that listen, the people in power, the difference makers. City Councilman Anthony Coghill, very, very aggressive in this town, loves Pittsburgh. He was listening to us talking about trash with Max, and he sent me 2 disgusting pictures. And quite frankly, Coghill said he was campaigning. He's standing out there in front of the tunnels, and he's trying to put up a sign, and he sees so much crap that he was offended, disgusted, and he didn't just say this sucks and walk away from it. He cleaned it up, which by the way, I love. But here, this is the text. Speaking of garbage, it's so bad when they panhandle, which is what Max was referring to this morning. We play this sound with that man yelling and screaming. Thousands of needles, Marty. I couldn't stand it at the south entrance of the Liberty Tubes. Took it upon myself to clean it and many other areas in my district. A disgrace and health hazard at the entrance of our beautiful city. Spot on, isn't it, Max? Spot on.
Spot on, Marty. Spot on. I actually met Councilman Coghill at his house, and we had a long discussion about all of this last year sometime. Good guy. Good guy.
But it underlines a problem you've been pointing out and ties into what we talked about this morning. The guy was aggressively panhandling. He was high or drunk or mentally ill or everything else. And you also mentioned, along with that, comes insane trash.
Insane trash, needles, and a lot of people don't know this, but there's a harm reduction agency, Prevention Point. They gave out over 2 million syringes in 2023. Whoa. They exclaimed on their website. And as Councilman Coghill can attest to, and myself, we cleaned up a West End encampment with 13 or so other volunteers. We collected about 2,000 syringes at this one encampment, filled up about 5 or 6 Homer buckets with syringes. Wow. Andy Sheehan covered the Chestnut Street encampment over by Heinz Loss with Nick, and he said they collected about 1,000 syringes over there, the Department of Public Works. So it's a big problem that isn't really being discussed, addiction in Pittsburgh. And it's being, some might argue, whatever, it's a good thing, which on some level it is, but I say it's being fueled by harm reduction centers that are funneling works. Anthony, your boy Anthony's talked about it, where, they're giving out all the stuff for people to get high and taking away all the bad that goes along with it. They're making it easier for people to use and abuse drugs.
And they're giving out 2 million needles that end up in the trash or along the river or in the river or along the highway, right?
And as Andy highlighted, he said the syringe exchange program has been operating afoul of the law and not collecting syringes, and they don't have collection boxes. So all these syringes that they're just giving out all willy-nilly end up all over the place in creating a hazard in all of our green spaces. It's really disgusting, Marty.
You saw it this morning. You've seen it for at least 2 years, and Anthony Coghill heard you, and he's just as annoyed. He cleaned it up himself, but says there's got to be a better way. And there does, Max. There has to be a master plan and a template for making this a problem we solve, not just enable, right?
Right. And the people that are running these programs, I don't know what they're doing and what their experience is, but, I mean, they're not running it the right way. And it needs to be done differently. There needs to be accountability, and we can't just keep doing what we're doing because we're trashing our beautiful city, and it's so annoying, Marty. So annoying.
Big Max, thanks, brother. Thanks for pointing it out. Appreciate you.
Yeah, you got it. Bye.
It's stale, man. And what is really annoying is this notion that it's like this everywhere you hear. It's not true. It just isn't. Every single time we travel, I grab my wife and say, you see syringes? No, dear. Do you see tents? No, dear. Do you see mounds of trash? No, dear. Do you see mounds of people lying in the streets? No, dear. Okay, just checking, because that's what we have in Pittsburgh. Ed Gainey's Pittsburgh.
Every Tuesday morning at 7:20, listen for Inside Independence Health, a look at all things healthcare with the experts from Independence Health System. It's brought to you by Independence Health System. Expert care here.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Medicare can be confusing with all the rules, costs, and deadlines. Are you making the right choice for your future? Join MediConnect's free live webinars from the comfort of your home. No pressure, just clear, helpful information. Learn about Medicare, Parts A and B, how to avoid penalties, and if Medicare Advantage or Supplement is right for you. Get peace of mind. Register for the webinar by calling 888-818-6334. MediConnectInsurance.com. MediConnect. Medicare made simple.
Don't keep putting it off. Ignoring home repairs won't make them go away. If it's drafty windows, overflowing gutters, rotted trim, or that dreaded leaking roof, PJ Fitzpatrick can take care of your home repair project right now and save you thousands of dollars before it turns into costly structural damage. This is the time to call the home repair experts at PJ Fitzpatrick. No job too big or too small. They'll fix it right the first time. Visit trustpj.com. That's trustpj.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
65 with light rain at 12 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Speculation about selecting a quarterback or making a trade in the first round was speculation when the Steelers made their pick last night in the NFL draft. KDKA Radio Sports Director Jeff Hathorn has the story.
While they talked about trading down, when it came to Oregon defensive tackle Derek Harmon, it was just the right fit for GM Omar Khan.
We talked about certain guys that we would not trade away from, and this is one of those players for us. The phone was ringing, and we had some serious conversations, but at the end of the day, you know, once Derek was still there, we were excited, and, you know, it was an easy choice for us.
Mike Tomlin says Harmon has Steelers DNA. With the Steelers, Jeff Hathorn, News Radio KDKA.
President Trump, the First Lady, and a congressional delegation are traveling to Rome to attend Saturday's funeral mass for Pope Francis. Editor John Allen covers the papacy and Vatican for Crux and has more on tomorrow's services.
What is unique, because of the specific instructions and wishes that Pope Francis left behind, is that once this mass wraps up, then the body will be taken through the basilica to a waiting car, well, where it will begin a journey across the city of Rome to end up in the Basilica of St. Mary Major, which contains a very famous icon of the Virgin Mary to whom Pope Francis was especially devoted.
Francis said he wanted his last earthly journey to end at St. Mary Major, where he prayed at the beginning and end of each of his foreign trips. A homicide investigation is underway after a body was found inside a former UPMC hospital in Newcastle. Police called to the former Jameson South St. Francis Hospital building found the remains of 51-year-old Brian Legault around noon on Thursday. Investigators believe Legault was killed but didn't release any details. More than 7,200 cases of apple juice have been recalled over possible contamination. Martinelli's, famous for its glass bottle apple juices, is recalling certain 4-packs of its 10-ounce round glass bottles sold in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and 26 other states. The FDA says the concern is potential patulin contamination. Patulin is a toxic substance produced by molds that may grow on apples. A new study finds some food additives might raise the risk of type 2 diabetes. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has details.
By themselves, food dyes, artificial sweeteners, and emulsifiers don't pose much of a threat. French researchers say the risks arise when those additives are combined in ultra-processed foods like broths, salsas, margarine, and sodas. The researchers suggest you avoid ultra-processed foods as much as you can. Tuesday, Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. called on the food industry to stop using several artificial dyes. The International Association of Color Manufacturers pushed back against the characterization that currently used dyes are unsafe. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 139 points at 39,955. The Nasdaq is up 67 points, and the S&P now up 6 points. KDKA Sports, it's a big pitching matchup at Dodger Stadium tonight. Paul Skeens will start for the Pirates against LA's Yoshinobu Yamamoto. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. Need a new roof or just want to repair a small leak? Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 12:03. Thinking about retiring but worried about high health insurance costs? Call One Health Benefits today, 724-799-8873, and learn more about affordable health insurance plans. 65, light rain in Pittsburgh, and the AccuWeather forecast is coming up.
Don't let April showers bring unwanted water damage to your roof. Call Home Genius Exteriors today and get 50% off materials with no interest and no payments till 2026. Plus, for a limited time, get free gutters with every roof install. Call Home Genius Exteriors at 855-U-R-GENIUS for your free roof and attic inspection. That's 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details.
Honey,
I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
Shenyun is coming to the Benedum Center, April 26th and 27th. Shenyun revives China's divinely inspired traditional culture, lost in communist China today. Discover what China's 1.4 billion people can't see and why Shenyun can't perform there. See Shenyun at least once in your lifetime. The Benedum Center, April 26th and 27th. Tickets at shenyun.com. That's SHENYUN.com.
My man JK owns up Vinny's in Oakmont. So, JK has set up this insane Kentucky Derby party Saturday, May 3rd. Wow, this is cool. Doors open at 10 a.m. Vinny's. 70 televisions. Horse racing all day. Wear your Derby best or just a hat like the rest. I love this place, folks. By the way, a prize for the best dressed and the best hat. Giveaways all day. The DJ starts at 1 p.m. Vinny's in Oakmont. Check it out.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Mostly cloudy and not as warm for this afternoon and tonight. We'll have a couple of showers and thunderstorms. High 73 this afternoon, low 59 tonight. Still morning showers tomorrow. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Serious savings at your local Parmar store. Dan Zangrili reminding you to download the Parmar Stores app and save big. Get 3 cooler beverage items with your Parmar Rewards card and get 10 cents off per gallon of gas. And remember, if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Just announced, and we're going to get into this as we proceed, the 5 research grants at Pitt were just cut. 17 grants, about $8 million. Highest in Pennsylvania. It's not good. It just isn't. What will happen is they'll lay people off. And it's fascinating what's happened in America. And I get it. There's waste in everything. I mean, you can just find that. But this notion that Pitt is somehow woke in wasting this money, this NIL money. What's amazing about how there's been this tectonic shift, quite frankly, in the culture of university life. And I know this because I know how it works. Universities wore their NIL money as a badge of honor. NIH. If you got $1 billion, you were a badass college. Speaking of NIL money, and I got to say this before I forget the thought, and I know it's not this topic. That young man who got drafted by the Steelers, okay? We always make inferences and references about athletes, all right? And we kind of discount their accomplishments and their commitments to family and the love they have for their moms, many of these guys. That young man, Derek Harmon, I know nothing about him until I started reading and watched him last night with all the class in the world. And I don't really pay much attention to the NFL draft. I think it's kind of overblown, but who cares what I think. But what was magnificent about this young man, his mom, if you follow the story, because they dug down on it, as they often do once these guys get drafted, his mom has had years of health problems, years, strokes, you name it, special chairs, okay? So these jocks get NIL money, and you see them with Ferraris and apartments and fancy coats. And when University of Texas signed a bunch of football players last year, they had a video of outside the stadium there at UT Austin with 7 Ferraris they gave to these. I'm sorry, they were Maseratis. I apologize. One of those cars they gave to the jocks who signed, okay? This young man, and Patrick is showing video on the stream, this Derek Harmon, whose mom has had unbelievable health problems, used his NIL money to buy his mom a van. Okay? An access van. So she could be okay driving around. That is love. That is compassion. That is kindness. That is magnificence. And Patrick is showing on the stream right now, if you're watching it live, these amazing pictures of him and his mom. And the fact of the matter is that that young man credits her with everything that's happened that's good in his life. And we always, and there's pictures right now of her in a wheelchair, and the poor thing has had incredible stroke. And I don't know if you followed the details of this, and I'm guessing they're talking about this quite a bit on the Fan because they kill it. This young man is sitting there being drafted in the first round by the Pittsburgh Steelers, and his poor mom is in the hospital in intensive care, fighting for her life. And he handled it like the giant man that he is. I find it to be a magnificent, magnificent gesture of love. And this ain't no marketing tactic. This ain't no marketing ploy. This ain't no contrived BS by the media. No. This kid is legit, man. It's so often that we tell these dramatic stories of these athletes and the abuse and the Shannon Sharp type idiocy that now we have to listen to all day long on social media. And it degrades the good young men like this young man and his amazing mother that made him great. And honestly, and I know I got off track. I was talking about Pitt, but who cares? This is actually more important. It's amazing that a young man loves his mom that much. But for me, on a personal level, and I know you did the same thing, some of the coolest things I ever did on the air here, I did with so much joy because I knew my mom was listening. My sister Sandy was sitting at my mom's house in Lebo once, and as you know, my mom passed. And she took a video because my mom had this talk show on several radios in the house. And it was so loud that she couldn't hear anything else except my voice, which is scary in its own right, bouncing off the walls in the house. And it filled me with great, great love and pride and joy that my mother was listening. So I find it to be absolutely beautiful that this young man, because you hear all this stuff, right, what the jocks do, and I'm not going to play there. Well, that kid that left Tennessee, that quarterback, he wanted $5 million, or he was quitting, so he quit. And then he went to UCLA. He has the sound. Alfonso, play this clip from this young man, Derek Harmon. All class, please.
Biggest NIL purchase? Really, the first one?
I bought my mom a car.
What'd you get her?
She had a stroke my freshman year. Sophomore year. So I was able to get her like a van accessible which they would put a wheelchair in the van and partners able to just drive.
Biggest NIL.
Isn't that beautiful? Now, it was hard to hear because it's hard to hear. So what? But the guy asked him, biggest NIL purchase. He said, a car with accessories so my mom could get access with her wheelchair in a van. Ladies and gentlemen, that's beautiful. That's love. That's greatness. I wish, I hope he goes on to become a Hall of Famer based on the, you know what he reminds me of? Hayward, Cam. His mom is amazing. His charity is amazing. How do I know this? My cousin Eileen works for both of them and loves them. We've done events with them. We just gave them a bunch of Asaris Easter baskets to give to several hundred kids. Cam has that same philosophy. Make a difference. There's greatness in that. Remember these great things that these young men do, and remember the love for their moms next time you think all jocks are idiots. All right? All right.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Oh, by the way, Ivan's no longer on the project. His wife got a new job, so they're moving across the country.
Robin's top researcher is deviating to a new market. This isn't standard.
And now we're short-staffed. Who's going to finish all these projects?
She needs a cluster of new data analysts, and there's no margin for error.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Selling your home, it's one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. You could go it alone, trying to navigate market trends, determine fair pricing, and tackle tricky negotiations on your own. You could second-guess every decision, wondering if you're doing it right. Then there's the showings, the offers, and the mountain of paperwork. Or you could work with the expertise of a realtor, here to guide and help protect as you make your next big move. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. These guys are good. Before Oakmont Country Club hosts the big event in June, they need to replace their deck. My favorite family-owned construction company, C&S Cousins Construction, won the contract. 3 local guys, love them. Sam, Steve, and Calvin. If you're replacing your windows, doors, decks, everything from the top of your house to the patio, call them now. From planning, design to construction, C&S Cousins Construction are here to enhance and expand your living space. C&S Cousins Construction, 989-COUSINS. 989 Cousin. My boy is back. Jim Toten, Toten's Diner. Great breakfast, great lunch, big portions, great pricing, great staff. Jim and Joanne are running an amazing joint. Check it out. Toten's Diner, Route 19, Perry Highway.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Chuck McDowell here. If you were misled or lied to in any way when buying a timeshare, right now is your wake-up call. With the tariffs, economy tanking, and inflation rising, you might need to ask yourself this question. Is owning a timeshare a good idea? With all the economic uncertainty yourself and your family, don't look back and say, if I'd have only got rid of that stupid timeshare they lied to me about. It's time to stop thinking about canceling your timeshare and finally get rid of it and be smart with your money. At Wesley Financial Group, we've saved 48,000 families an average of $65,000 in lifetime payments. Give us a call. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare permanently or you'll pay nothing.
Call Wesley for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-854-4040. 800-854-4040. 800-854-4040.
Hey, it's Marty. So I'm looking for a car for my sister Barb. She's in Wheeling, and I want to get her a Bowser car, and I want to get her a Subaru. You know what Bowser did? They're amazing salespeople. Man, they came up with a list of cars. They came up with used cars. They came up with new prices. They offered her cars to drive to check out. They offered to bring her a car to Wheeling so she could drive it and see what she thought about that car. It's that kind of dealership. It's that kind of family. It's that kind of commitment. We now have, in my household, 5 Bowser cars. Let me think. Genesis, Subarus, Buick, Hyundai, all of them from the Bowser family of dealerships. Why? You just heard the story. Sales, service, the management, the way they treat you, just like you're one of their family. It's a very special place. Why else would I have 5 Bowser cars? They get it big time.
There is treatment for neuropathy. I'm Dr. Dawn Spalla.
At Allegheny Health and Physical Medicine, we treat neuropathy patients daily. No drugs, no surgery, just relief. Call 724-224-2224 for a free consultation in our Sarver or Brackenridge locations.
Shenyun is coming to the Benedum Center, April 26th and 27th. How many times have you thought about attending but missed out? Be sure to catch it this time. Embark on a journey through 5,000 years of beauty, wisdom, and drama in this powerful production. Find out why audiences worldwide call it a touch of heaven and applaud its incredible hope and spirit. The Benedum Center, April 26th and 27th. Tickets at SHENYUN.com.
UPMC, life-changing, life-saving medicine. I live it.
CBS Eye on Veterans, presented by American Military University. Amy Mahoney is a Navy veteran and inspiring Christian author. In her book, Kingdom Keyholders, she describes how faith in God saved her from the pain of deep depression. And she shares some advice for all veterans who find themselves in a similar struggle.
He is as close as you allow him to be. And we make it so difficult. But at the end of the day, he loves you. He wants to be in a relationship with you. And he's got your picture in his wallet. I mean, that is the type of, love that he's had it there for an eternity. And he's just waiting for you to realize it.
CBS Eye on Veterans is presented by American Military University. Veterans and their families receive 10% off undergraduate and master's level programs at American Military University, where your service is honored with savings.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I get unusual texts and posts and emails. I mean, you can imagine that in a window in the last month we had, 10 million, 15 million people just go to Facebook. And so with that, sometimes the posts get over 1 million views. And I'm not bragging, I'm just telling you the numbers are kind of crazy some days. And my point is that all these people jump in and comment. Sometimes 1,500 different people, one post. What's my point? Here it is. Then we're going to talk about Santos, that jagoff. If anyone deserved to go to jail more than him, I don't know who that person is. Woman sent me a note yesterday and said she's sorry for being so mean. Her name is Helen. And Helen said, please accept. I'm serious about this. I don't know what she did. Patrick witnesses this, so he's like, I don't know. Please accept my genuine apologies for any offense or rudeness caused over the years. Aww. I truly hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me. I can. For not treating you better. Excuse me, I can't speak. Regrettably, I can no longer participate on Facebook with the frequency I once did. Aw. With my admiration for President Trump remains unwavering. I have made a conscientious decision to disengage from contentious debates. Wow. Helen had an epiphany. She found Jesus. Instead, I believe it is essential for us to move forward, respecting our differences and embracing peace. I wish you and your family continued health and happiness and offer prayers for your sister Barb, who has pancreatic cancer. Helen, I love you. And I love what you did. And I'm not trying to be rude. I sent her this message because I'm not kidding. Helen, I don't recall such things. I don't. Some of these hosts around here, they obsess on this stuff and they go berserk and threaten people and ain't my thing. When you're young in this business, you take on everyone because you think you're smarter and better and you got to win this battle or that battle, whether it's online or on Facebook or this old guy doesn't play that. I just don't. I mean, when you're subjected to, so you think in a 1 month window, 15 million people, whether it's on Twitter or wherever the hell it is or whatever it's called now, X or Facebook or Instagram, there's going to be, I don't know, a few percentage of those people that don't like you. Okay. I don't bother with it. I don't. I wrap my arms around the people that make a difference. And Helen, if we went at it one time and I blocked you, which may have happened because I haven't seen that name anywhere. I got in a period where I got so annoyed with so many people full of hate. It was probably this Trump stuff, which I've also disengaged. I don't fight people over him anymore. I just don't. It's not. I just don't. And it wasn't just Trump, but if someone was attacking someone else or hate speak or foul language or threats, I would block them. And what do we have? 75,000 people there on Facebook. I probably blocked 50,000. No exaggeration. Because there was this wave of hate. One of the candidates for mayor, same thing. Called here and threatened me and dropped F-bombs and, okay. But I blocked them. You're going to be angry on your own. It wasn't Gainey or it wasn't Corey. I just don't have time for that. I mean, I'm not going to do it. And so, Helen, I love you. I love your act of contrition. I love that it looks like you've backed off from some of the ridiculous banter on Facebook and other social media. But I don't remember who you were. And I'm not trying to demean that. I'm just saying I kind of block it out. When it gets really ugly, I probably blocked you and just moved on. I embrace anyone that has an honest opinion. Anyone. I do not embrace hate. I'll block you and ignore you. That's just the truth. As they say on social media, this ain't an airport. You don't have to announce your departure. Bill Sawyer. I think, Billy, she wanted to apologize and say she's trying harder to be nicer. I'm cool with that. And I love that she did it. Meanwhile, that ultimate Jagoff Santos, the former congressman, has been sentenced to 7 years in prison. He's a goof. Just a total goof. What'd you say he did last night, Patrick? That stupid social media where he...
he went on the Matt Getz.
Another idiot.
He's on another one of these, right-wing, ultra-right-wing cable
Matt Getz
networks.
is another weirdo.
So he went on One America with Matt Getz, and then he also he put a pause on his Cameo account.
Tell him what Cameo is.
Cameo, if you've seen it, is where people can request videos for birthdays or bar mitzvahs or whatever from celebrities. And I guess he's been making money on people requesting messages from him.
Okay. He's going, 7 years?
7 years.
That's a lot of time in jail to think about being an idiot. A fraud conviction. You're stealing money. He's an idiot and a criminal. Doesn't matter what party he's in. Doesn't matter. He was implying, quite frankly, last week I saw him live, he wants Trump to pardon him. I have no idea why the president would do that, but stranger things have happened.
When your car is making a strange noise, no matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone in your community, or just taking a deep, calming breath when you need it. Nice. For mental health resources, check out loveyourmindtoday.org. At loveyourmindtoday.org, you'll find information that may help you get through a tough time. Things like tips for dealing with stress, how to navigate difficulties like financial worries, anger, substance use, and more. You can also find real stories of how people navigated their own mental health challenges. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Battles aren't won solely on the field. That's a common misconception. Battles are won within, over enemies of fear, enemies of doubt. In that place where promises are kept. Promises to oneself.
This is a physical training event.
Promises to one's community.
Helping people move debris out of their house.
Promises to one's country. In the heart of every Marine, you'll find a promise. A promise forever kept. A promise of battles won.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 69 degrees at 12:30. I'm David Ballarado. A federal judge has ordered the Trump administration to return another migrant who was deported to El Salvador. CBS's Willie James Inman has the details.
This is the case of a 20-year-old Venezuelan man who was living in Maryland who had a pending asylum application. Now, a federal district judge saying this essentially violates a settlement agreement that allows for migrants who have a pending asylum application to not be deported. So this federal judge ordering the Trump administration to facilitate this man's return.
National Drug Take-Back Day is tomorrow. It's the opportunity to get rid of unused and expired meds. News Radio KDKA's Paul Rasmussen has the story.
There are good reasons to safely dispose of medicines you no longer need. First, they shouldn't fall into the hands of children and grandchildren, especially powerful opioid painkillers. Second, some expired meds can become more potent and could interact with other drugs. On the other hand, some out-of-date medications can be less effective. Drug Take-Back Day also gives authorities a chance to remind people not to flush old drugs down the toilet. There are numerous collection points. To find the nearest location, use the Drug Take-Back Day search engine. A link to that is available at kdkaradio.com.
Paul Rasmussen reporting. On Wall Street at this hour, the Dow is off of its earlier lows. It's currently down 85 points. The Nasdaq is up 112 points, and the S&P 500 is also higher, just about 16 points. KDK Radio News Time, 12:32. Our next update is at 1 o'clock. I'm David Ballarado on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio, KDKA.
Hello, this is Lester Botkin with Botkin Family Wealth Management, where I work with my dad, Les, and sister, Sarah. I was out of town when I got the shocking news that a car accidentally crashed through our building into Dad's office, destroying his desk. Thankfully, Dad wasn't there and the driver wasn't hurt. When I reached Dad by phone, he was upbeat, saying, "Nobody's hurt and repairs start next week already." Dad went outside and changed our sign to read, "Now with drive-through service." He joked, "Hey, we could make a commercial about people being so excited to invest with us they're driving into our building." I think what I love most about my dad is his ability to stay calm and supportive. Years ago, I decided to leave college to join the Marine Corps. My family was a bit alarmed, except for Dad, who told me he was proud of me and that I would do great things. His positive attitude can be felt by all of us here at Botkin Family Wealth, and it's an asset in our work. We help our clients avoid making emotional investment decisions. Is there a hole in your financial plan like there's a hole in our building? We can help you fix it. Visit us at botkinfamilywealth.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. When shopping for a Medicare plan, one size doesn't fit all. But like any experience, it's always good to have a knowledgeable person who can guide you to the right decision. If you're not sure which is the proper Medicare plan for you, Pennsylvania Medicare Education and Decision Insight, or PA Medi, can help. PA Medi is a free service from the Pennsylvania Department of Aging and a trusted source for Medicare information. Do you have questions about eligibility, cost, or coverage? Give them a call, and they might even be able to save you some money on Medicare costs. Call the PA Medi helpline at 800-783-7067. That's 800-783-7067. Or contact your local area agency on aging today. You don't need to shop alone. Call the PA Medi helpline and get the Medicare plan that's the right fit for you. This advertisement is funded by a grant award totaling $1,059,232 from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
I have known Rob Pierce for years, and I mean years. And here's the deal. I'm going to give you an example. When I wanted to find a nursing home for someone I loved, I called Rob Pierce. Why? Because they have represented so many folks and protected them and chose the right nursing home and represented their families when someone they love was harmed. Robert Pierce and Associates. Man, he's been at it more than 30 years. 412-214-7477. Diet drugs, Ozempic. Folks getting sick. Folks getting violently ill. Boom. Rob Pierce and Associates represented them. Fighting for them. Time after time. Medical issues. Product liability issues. Nursing care issues. Rob Pierce and Associates. True professional. The best going. 412-214-7477. Rob Pierce and Associates.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Not as warm for this afternoon and tonight. We'll have showers on occasion along with a couple of thunderstorms. High 73 and low 59. Still some morning showers before it dries tomorrow. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Spring-tastic savings continue at Coons Market.
Boneless chicken thighs, $2.79 a pound. Extra large tomatoes, 99 cents a pound. And Utz potato chips, 7.75 to 8-ounce bags, $1.88 each. Come see us at Coons.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
All right, it's a Friday. We've made it. Senator Dave McCormick, he's going to be kicking around Pittsburgh doing a bunch of things today. And you know what? I'm going to talk to him in the 3 o'clock hour. So be sure to listen for that. It's a wonderful Friday. Colin Dunlap, 2 to 6, right here, KDK.
My sister Barb has pancreatic cancer and is getting pretty sick from the chemo, which is bad enough. But on a positive note, her cancer numbers are down, which is good. She's already beat the odds, and she continues to fight. But I was just there on Sunday, and I'm going back tomorrow or Sunday, regardless. And she mentioned something I wanted to ask Dr. Jess about at physical, because she's so good at this. So, Jess, she got her first neuropathy, and you know this happens. You have a lot of patients there who get neuropathy, as I did, from chemo and radiation. Do you suggest immediate treatment, or what do you suggest for people who are just getting it now?
I suggest immediate treatment. There is no time like the present in order to take your health into your own hands. At Monroeville Physical, we have a lot of patients that come in who've had this chronic neuropathy issue going on for several years, and they've tried all of the treatments in the past, and they don't have any hope whenever they get to us at this point because it's been years. However, it's always best to get it and tackle it right whenever it starts to happen. So if you start to have even a tingling in your foot or even a little bit of numbness, it's always better to come in as soon as possible, because the research shows that whenever the neuropathy is not as severe, we actually do get the faster results with our specific protocol here.
Hey, Jess. So, with the cancer treatment, people are kind of shocked when this happens, but that's pretty common, right? Right? Neuropathy from this.
Common.
Isn't it? Right? Yeah.
Yes, it is extremely common, Marty, and not a lot of people know about it, actually, and a lot of them are getting educated through listening to you and I speak on a weekly basis as well. And I hear the story time and time again. Someone will come in, they tell me they've had prostate cancer, they've had breast cancer, they undergo their chemotherapy and their radiation treatments, and then most people will tell me that right at their last session, they will feel great. They'll have no neuropathy symptoms for all of their sessions during their cancer treatments. And the last one, they start to have some neuropathy symptoms. And with those symptoms, it immediately starts.
So people understand, for my sister in particular, it's kind of weird, and it kind of freaks you out because I remember this happening to me. You start getting tingling in your fingers and then your feet and then numbness, and it scares people, does it not, Jess? It does. It scares the hell out of them, quite frankly.
It is very scary because it almost feels like if someone imagines, if you don't know what neuropathy is, if you ever fallen asleep on your arm or your foot in a weird position and you have that complete sensation of numbness, it actually goes in reverse for individuals with neuropathy. So whenever your arm feels like it's waking back up after sleeping on it, you start to have that tingling sensation, that pins and needles sensation. And it goes from numbness to pins and needles when our arms or feet wake up because we don't have neuropathy. But someone with neuropathy actually experiences that burning, that tingling, that pins and needles first, and then it will progress into numbness if they don't do anything about it.
Dr. Jess with Physical, it's in Monroeville. It's right behind the mall. It's 412-457-8200, 412-457-8200. Now, when you get folks in that treatment, does it go away or does it fade away, or what's the efficacy, Jess? I guess that's what I'm trying to ask you.
It slowly starts to fade away. Everybody is different. I would love to say that most of our patients will feel a difference after only one treatment session. However, they have the best results by coming in and getting several treatments in. And we also have other protocols that we use specifically for our friends with neuropathy here at Monroeville Physical. So we go through and we give that assessment, the evaluation, and we use our specific protocols that are only available here at Monroeville Physical. And we help get those symptoms reversed within that first treatment session.
Hey, if they don't get it, they give up. They get depressed, and then they stop. I mean, this is a big, big deal. And then they fall into this whole dark space, do they not, Jess?
They definitely do. And I've had some patients, like I said, Marty, where they will feel a difference after one session. Some of them do require a few sessions. We have someone that after 6 sessions, it took them to start feeling, a significant difference in their neuropathy symptoms. But they did start to try. And a lot of it is that encouragement, that education from us as skilled doctors of physical therapy to help you and encourage you along the way, because there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and we don't have to go to a neuropathy clinic that asks you for several hundreds to thousands of dollars in order to address things that they're actually not even working on the nerve level like we do here.
What does happen with treatment, Jess? What happens?
With our treatment, what we do is we target it at the nerve level. So typical neuropathy treatments like E-stim or red light laser therapy, they increase blood flow to the area. However, it's not addressing the nerve. It's just increasing the blood flow is only increasing the food or the nourishment to a damaged nerve. Our treatment actually helps to repair that nerve itself and accelerate the repairing process as well.
Tell me a good story.
Tell me a good story. Do you want a specific neuropathy story or one of our amazing balance stories?
You tell me a good one. You pick, sister.
Well,
I love them.
We have a fantastic balance story. So as Marty said, we do a lot of neuropathy treatment, but we also work on balance as well. Because if you can't feel your feet in space, such as with neuropathy, your balance is going to be impaired as well. So I have an older gentleman who came in. He had very severe neuropathy in his feet to the point where he was fearful of driving. We did a couple of our neuropathy treatment sessions with him. He started to feel better. So we progressed in some balance training. And now he's able to walk around without the use of his assistive device. And he's able to drive and feel confident feeling that gas pedal as well.
Amazing. Dr. Jess, I love you. I love you, and I love what you do. And you take, folks can come right in there. They don't need this big approval process, do they?
Correct. We have what's called a self-referral program, also known as direct access. You actually do not need your doctor to recommend physical therapy for you to come see us at the Monroeville Physical location. Our clinicians are certified in order to see you without that prescription from your doctor.
Dr. Jess, you're the best. Thanks, my dear.
Thanks, Marty. And anybody's interested in our neuropathy treatment program or some balance training, they can give us a call. That number is 412-457-8200, and we are Monroeville Physical.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Marty. Have a great weekend.
So I met them because I was suffering from what you're talking about. And I was talking about it on the air, and they heard me, and they reached out, and I have no issues anymore. It works. It really does. Kind of wild. And every time I go in there, I see someone from this show, someone who listens to the show and has had similar results. My father-in-law cannot feel his feet when he drives the car. It scares the hell out of him, his wife, and my daughter, and my kids, or anyone who's in the car. He's a wonderful, wonderful man, but he cannot feel the gas pedal or the brake on his car. And Jess is right on. And what happens is people start to give up, and they start to lose hope, and they get into this depression, and then things spiral from there. And I have had firsthand great results with Jess. She's unbelievable. She's gifted at the physical. Seriously, legit.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Shenyun is coming to the Benedum Center, April 26th and 27th. Shenyun revives China's divinely inspired traditional culture, lost in communist China today. Discover what China's 1.4 billion people can't see and why Shenyun can't perform there. See Shenyun at least once in your lifetime. The Benedum Center, April 26th and 27th. Tickets at shenyun.com. That's SHENYUN.com.
Springtime, right? Duh. So now's the time to take a look at some new windows. Universal Windows Direct is the place to go. Check this out. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. No limit, by the way. Buy 4, get 4 free. You get it. So, pay no interest until 2030. Come on. No interest for the next 6 years. And they'll give an extra $500 off on your home improvement project. Universal Windows Direct. By the way, it's a great product. They have great technology, great service. Universal Windows Direct. Springtime, folks. Got to do it. 412-545-6003. 412-545-6003. Or visit universalwindowsdirect.com. Schedule a free in-home visit today.
Prescription products require completion of an online medication consultation with an independent healthcare provider through the LifeMD platform and are only available if prescribed. Subscription required. Individual results may vary. Additional restrictions apply at lifemd.com. Read all warnings before using GLP-1s. Side effects may include a risk of thyroid C-cell tumors. Do not use GLP-1s if you or your family have a history of thyroid cancer.
Should GLP-1 weight loss medication like Wegovy and Zepbound cost thousands of dollars? We don't think so. TryLifeMD.com helps provide insurance access to the leading GLP-1 medications. Visit TryLifeMD.com and check your eligibility for GLP-1 medication with copays as low as $0. Listen to Bridget's story after losing 55 pounds and using her insurance for coverage.
LifeMD helped me get covered with my insurance. Finding out that it was covered was huge. I've lost 55 pounds. I am so much healthier now that I've lost the weight. I would never be able to do it without them.
Get started today and check your eligibility for GLP-1 medication with copays as low as $0 at TryLifeMD.com. That's TryLifeMD.com.
Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. Indeed's Sponsored Jobs feature helps you stand out and hire fast. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
It's Colin Dunlap. It's KDKA radios you've never heard them. At Thunderstruck at Voodoo during the AC/DC pre-concert party May 8th, starting at 2. Dirty deeds, special drinks, and flash art tattoos. It's your highway to hell at Thunderstruck at Voodoo May 8th at 2. Presented by Voodoo Brewing North Shore. Only on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
A message for qualified investors from Noble Gold Investments. If your portfolio is over $250,000 and you aren't hedged, you're sitting on a ticking time bomb. With markets at all-time highs, history tells us what comes next. A 10% allocation into gold and silver can help diversify. Experienced investors know that in times of economic uncertainty, real assets, not paper promises, offer true security. Noble Gold Investments makes it easy to add institutional-grade gold and silver to your portfolio. so you can hedge like the world's smartest investors. For nearly a decade, Noble Gold has helped thousands of Americans protect their future, turning numbers on a screen into real, tangible assets. And right now, when you make a qualified investment, Noble Gold will add a free 10th-ounce gold coin to your order. Disciplined investors protect what they've built. Visit NobleGoldInvestments.com today. NobleGoldInvestments.com.
Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
You heard the news. Newsmax just went public on the New York Stock Exchange and listed on the big board. Millions of Americans like you are joining our news revolution. Reuters Institute says Newsmax is one of the top 12 news brands in America. Even President Trump says it's terrific. 40 million Americans go to Newsmax, and its audience grew 50% since the same time last year. Millions really are making the switch to Newsmax. If you want to be a Newsmax share owner, call your advisor or get more info at newsmaxinvest.com. Stand with Newsmax today for a strong America. This communication is for informational purposes only and shall not be intended to or shall not constitute any offer to buy or sell securities, nor shall there be any sale of securities in any jurisdiction in which such offer, solicitation, or sale would be unlawful.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Stocks are holding steady right now on Wall Street. Major indexes mostly unchanged following 3 straight days of gains. Alphabet's exceeding expectations. Shares of Google's parent company up about 2.5% today, following reports of soaring profits in its first quarter, largely due to Google's search advertising. Apple's hustling to move iPhone production to India by the end of the year over potential tariffs in China. But it means production would have to double there to keep up with sales. Apple sells more than 60 million iPhones every year in the U.S. The economy may not be in a recession, but Southwest Airlines CEO says the airline industry is. Bob Jordan says demand for domestic travel's fallen more than he's ever seen it outside of the pandemic. And gamers are scrambling to get Nintendo's new Switch 2. U.S. pre-orders started at midnight, and Nintendo says demand is overwhelming. The $450 console's already sold out online at Walmart, Best Buy, and Target. Monica Ricks, Bloomberg Radio.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
If you saw someone, sorry, I'm finishing a candy bar. Well, it's actually a protein bar, if you folks care. If you saw someone in line waiting to pay respects to the Pope, and they were pulling out the camera and some idiot teenager to do a selfie, would you say something? Patrick, would you? I would.
I'm not sure.
You would not. You're too nice. It's not a bad thing being nice. I raised this question because I would. Actually, I would say, really? We're going to do this? I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I think there's some things that are just, that aren't right. But my mother would see something like that. She would never say, she just wouldn't. She wouldn't want to get in the middle of something that might get testy, because it could get testy. People get really angry. And I'm bringing this up because there's reporting all over the world that these idiots, they're waiting to see the Pope, which I think is very cool, respectful and honorable, paying homage, all that stuff, saying a prayer. And then there are these idiot, mostly teenage girls, younger women, and idiot younger men. They're doing selfies. Little videos. Oh, there he is. And then they send them to their friends and they post it on social media for likes. I would say something. I wouldn't be rude. I'd say, excuse me, what are we doing? Do you mind if we just pay respects to the Pope? Now, if I was with my wife, I probably wouldn't, because I wouldn't want to irritate her. She does. Sometimes she would rather just let it slide. For instance, and this is actually fascinating, this comes up a lot. We do not complain at restaurants. We just don't. Generally, we eat our food, even if it's mediocre. We always leave a good tip, and then we leave. However, we went to a restaurant in St. Pete, Florida, some seafood joint, and had great atmosphere, and it was right on the water, and it was my whole family. And I'm telling you, you might think I do, but I generally praise people at restaurants. Great food, great service, thank you. And we tip, 50%, sometimes 50%, because I think they work really hard at restaurants, and it's a really tough business. So we were at this joint. They were rude in terms of seating us. Go ahead, sit wherever you want. And that's fine. But I'll tell you what happened. It took about an hour and 20 minutes for the food to come, and that's not cool. And what happened, too, was we saw a bunch of people come in, eat, and leave, completely leave, before we got served, which isn't cool. And then the waiter started ignoring us, which happens because they're afraid to tell you the truth that the kitchen sucks. This is in St. Pete, Florida, nowhere here. And the waiter brought this fish dish that was cold and was supposed to have crawfish on it, and it didn't. And it was $45. And I said, hey, we generally don't complain, but this fish is cold. It took an hour and a half to get here. My son was never given French fries, and we asked for 3 times. We never got drinks. And he said to me, he goes, well, you are complaining. I swear he did. I said, okay. And my wife was uncomfortable, I could tell. And my kids, they're kids. I didn't get rude with the guy. I said, my man, I promise if you knew us, we don't complain. We generally come. We have friends that own restaurants. I've worked in at least 15 restaurants. It's really hard work. But an hour and 20 minutes to get a dish that's cold and doesn't have the right stuff on it, and then my wife doesn't have half her meal, and my son doesn't either, I got to complain. What do you want me to do? I said, I don't know. So then his boss comes over, and she says, yeah, you're complaining. She heard us. She was, all right, half. I said, I'm not trying to get some discount here. I'm just telling you the food was cold, and it took an hour and a half to get it. And she says, all right, just leave. Don't pay for anything. And we left. I'm serious. Making us the bad guy. I just don't believe if you're going to pay, because meals now for a family of 5 are at least $200. It's just the truth. And if you're eating in a resort, and it's a seafood thing, closer to $300. It just is. And so, in a nice way, I say, this isn't right. Can you fix it? And in this case, she just got angry with us and let us leave. Regarding the selfies, that's just ignorant. Go ahead, Ted.
Yeah, Marty. I work part-time in 5 different funeral homes. And that is very common now.
What?
With the younger people.
What?
They come in and take selfies with their father, their mother, groups. I've had them come in and do the whole family
with the body.
Basket.
With the body in the background.
Absolutely.
Oh.
In some cases, with them, putting their hand on their hand and that kind of thing. We don't recommend touching, but it is very, very, very common. I see it. I'm going to say 25% of viewings.
Woo!
And I do over 1,000 viewings a year.
Woo!
And yes,
wow.
It's very common. It's usually the younger.
Of course. Is it upsetting to you?
At first, but then later it was like more commonplace where they'll come in and they'll ask if they can. And I say, you talk to the family. You talk to them. And in most cases, they let them do it.
Wow.
So it's
well, you're the man.
Uncommon.
You do this for a living. Is this appropriate?
I say no. I'm old school.
Yes. Would you want your kids doing that?
Well, not just kids.
Oh.
No, adults, families, entire families. I've had come up and ask me to take the picture.
Wow. What about the Pope thing?
Pardon me?
What about the Pope?
I don't think it's proper.
Yeah.
I don't think it's proper for anyone. I mean, to be done out of respect. But it's being done. Trust me.
Man, that's a great phone call. And kind of disconcerting.
Honored to win the Marconi Award as the best news talk station in the country. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Will new tariffs impact small businesses? Rising costs and economic uncertainty can hurt your bottom line. But with Swish Funding, your business can stay strong. We offer fast, flexible funding solutions from $10,000 to $2 million for working capital, cash flow, and more, and as little as 24 hours with no collateral needed. If your business earns at least $50,000 per month and has been around for over a year, you could qualify today. Go to swishradio.com and use code RADIO. Swishradio.com, code RADIO.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 67 degrees at Pittsburgh International. 1 o'clock, I'm David Bolorado. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick. 45 years of experience and thousands of five-star reviews. TrustPJ.com. Federal prosecutors have formally filed notice of intent to seek the death penalty for Luigi Mangione in connection with the shooting death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Anna Schechter's senior coordinating producer for crime and public safety at CBS News, and explains what the defense attorneys are handling in this case.
In every hearing up until now, they've also leaned into the support, the outpouring of support for Mangione, because remember, the killing of Brian Thompson was a cultural touch point that sparked rage from around the country and around the world over how expensive it is to get health care in the United States.
The National Science Foundation terminates hundreds of active research awards from several universities, with the highest number in Pennsylvania. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has details.
The agency canceled 17 grants worth $7.3 million to Pennsylvania institutions of higher education, with the University of Pittsburgh accounting for 5 of the terminated grants. The Post-Gazette reports one grant was cut just a week after the NSF approved a 1-year extension. 2 other grants focused on ways to improve math skills for middle school-age students. Cancellation of the NSF grants is the latest chapter in what university professors and other advocates in Pittsburgh have called an assault on higher education by the federal government. The NSF released a statement stating its grants cancellations were not in violation of the temporary restraining order. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
The AP Washington correspondent Sagar Meghani reports now on the FBI's arrest of a Wisconsin judge.
The FBI's chief says a Wisconsin county judge accused of helping someone evade immigration agents has been arrested. Director Kash Patel writes on social media the FBI believes Judge Hannah Dugan intentionally misdirected federal agents away from a person who was to be arrested in her courthouse, helping him avoid being taken into custody. Dugan's arrest marks a jump in the Trump administration's fight with the judiciary over federal immigration enforcement. The Justice Department had earlier signaled it would crack down on local officials getting in the way of those efforts. Sagar Meghani, Washington.
The Steelers selected a defensive player with the 21st pick in last night's NFL draft. KDKA's Jeff Hathorn has more.
There was an urgency for the Steelers to improve on the defensive line, and when Oregon defensive tackle Derek Harmon was there, Mike Tomlin had his guy.
He has Steeler DNA. For us, man, it starts inside and up front, and this is a guy that's capable of dominating that space versus the run and the pass. And so we're really excited about having him. As Omar mentioned, man, we weren't interested in considering trading away from him, and really excited about getting him in here and getting started.
With the Steelers, Jeff Hathorn, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow was down 64 points. The NASDAQ is up nearly 1%. It's higher by 165 points. The S&P 500 is up 24 points. KDKA Sports, Dodger Stadium tonight. Paul Skeen starts for the Pirates. KDK Radio News Time 103. Right now, around the Pittsburgh area, some light rain. It's 67 degrees. The AccuWeather forecast is next.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for over 20 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
Broadway's must-see musical takes you into the heart of the remarkable true story of 7,000 stranded passengers and a small town in Newfoundland that welcomed them. Come From Away. Hailed as the best of the year across North America, Come From Away is a powerful celebration of humanity. Go see this gem of a musical, Come From Away.
May 2nd through 4th at the Benedum Center, trustarts.org, PNC Broadway in Pittsburgh.
My man JK owns up Vinny's in Oakmont. So, JK has set up this insane Kentucky Derby party Saturday, May 3rd. Wow, this is cool. Doors open at 10 a.m. Vinny's. 70 televisions, horse racing all day. Wear your Derby best or just a hat like the rest. I love this place, folks. By the way, a prize for the best dressed and the best hat. Giveaways all day. The DJ starts at 1 p.m. Vinny's in Oakmont. Check it out.
Is your business looking for local and national health coverage? If you have more than 50 employees, UPMC Health Plan has something new for you. UPMC National Access. UPMC National Access gives employees access to the top-ranked doctors and hospitals of UPMC, along with nationwide access through the Cigna Healthcare PPO network. For the quality, affordable coverage that your company deserves, locally and nationally, choose UPMC Health Plan.
Spring is in the air here at Jim Shorkey Kia in Wexford. New 2025 Kia K4 LXS lease for $173 a month for 24 months with $19.95 due at signing. Grab 1.9% APR for 60 months on 2025 Kia Sportage and Sorrento. Over 500 new Kias available, 3 years of prepaid maintenance, the industry's best warranty, and 500 more for your trade. Shop the big spring event at PA's #1 volume Kia dealer, JimShorkeyKiaWexford.com. Call 1-855-410-4037 for complete details on all offers and terms.
Experience, leadership, equity, and integrity represent how Sheriff Kevin Krause effectively serves Allegheny County. Paul Martino here, supporting the re-election of Allegheny County Sheriff Kevin Krause. Kevin's proven commitment to public safety, his exemplary law enforcement principles, and his decades of local law enforcement service are key reasons to re-elect him as sheriff.
I'm Sheriff Kevin Krause. I'd be honored to earn your vote on May 20th.
Paid for by friends of Kevin Krause for sheriff.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon and tonight will stay mostly cloudy. It won't be as warm with a couple of showers and thunderstorms around. High 73 this afternoon, low 59 tonight, drying out after the morning tomorrow. I'm AccuWeather's Heather Zayer, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. This month, get 3 rooms Zero Resified starting at $119. Take $75 off your air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResPGH.com. Spell backwards or forwards. It spells the same, Zero Res.
The 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
A little carryover from the last hour. Maybe I'm just an old fart in old school, but man, when that funeral, and I believe him now when he's saying, man. So what he said is that, because it's all over social media and X and Instagram, these idiots, and I mean they're idiots. If you're going into the and you see the Pope, and he's in a box. It's kind of creepy, quite frankly. I've always had discomfort with that, and that's just my character flaw. I'm Catholic, though, and Irish, and I sat in funeral homes for 3 or 4 days. Like when my grandparents died, you're there for 4 days, man, and you're looking at the body for 4 days. And also found it to be a little weird when people say, "Doesn't he look good?" I'm like, what? He's dead. But that's tradition. That's the way it is. But now, and that guy's right. I mean, obviously he knows his thing. Social media has changed the world. And everybody wants everything documented. There are these famous fountains in Rome. What the hell are they called? Patrick, you're really smart about this stuff. Famous fountains. And we were there last year. And every idiot and their mother, there were thousands. Hey, tourists are tourists, and we were one of them. We're not special. The Trevi Fountain. Gorgeous. I am not exaggerating. There were 10,000 people there with their friggin' selfie cameras. That's the only thing they wanted, was to push you out of the way so they could take a picture of themselves in their miniskirt in front of the Trevi Fountain. This has now transitioned into funeral homes. I think it's ignorant, man. My cell phone is really important to me for content. Really important. I start at 4:30 in the morning, and I end at, honestly, I go to bed about 10:15, and I'm usually producing with Patrick or someone, sending pictures or videos that late. And during the show, it's like a dialysis machine for me in terms of keeping us alive. Fine. I'll tell you right now, I ain't taking no selfie with the Pope in a box. Not happening. I think it's creepy. I think it's disrespectful. So, fascinating. And so, a lot of people are taking, and what do they call the Vatican police? The honor, is it just the police or honor guard, or do you know? Is there a specific name? They're grabbing people with these cameras and saying stop. You can physically see this video on social media, and good for them. These girls and kids, they get all dressed up in tank tops. I'm gonna get a picture, selfie. Come on, man. The whole idea of I've got to get a selfie has kind of engulfed our culture. I was telling Patrick, and it's kind of out there, and it's not hard to find. People have died getting selfies. Idiots, like backing up to a cliff. I mean, and I don't even want to go there. These young kids, and I know if you folks spend any time on Instagram or anywhere, man, there are these freaks that climb these 60-story buildings with no rope, nothing. And they get on this tower, man, and all they want to do is take a picture. And there was a piece about this in the New York Times. 40% of them die. They fall and die. They're dying. Now, when they don't die, they get like 30 million views. Okay. But the whole intent is to take a selfie. Patrick, you've seen this stuff, man. It's insane.
When I was in Paris with my wife, a few weeks ago, I saw more than one person almost get run over trying to take selfies at the Arc de Triomphe. They literally stepped off the curb into the street to take a better photo and, damn near got run over.
So you see what I'm saying here? It's kind of become obsessive, right?
Yeah, people don't think.
Yeah.
They're looking in their phone and not looking that they're going to get run over or going to fall off a building
hold on a second.
or whatever.
You're very mature. Isn't this kind of crass to do this with the Pope lying there and dead?
I would have thought so, but I mean, we just heard.
We did.
25% of people are doing this at regular funerals.
25%.
25%. Now we've seen strange things of people who their last wishes, they want their bodies to be in awkward positions.
No, you're right.
The most famous local one was the guy who wanted the Steeler game playing. He was in his recliner.
No, it's
and
but man, in the Vatican with the Pope, and here's the other thing: they're telling you no cameras, no videos. They're telling you that. Grow up.
Watching the live stream, there's still people taking pictures. I see them, I was watching them a few minutes ago. Just walk up, and they walk up very respectful, and then they'll pull the phone up and pop it up real quick.
Look where I was. How did he look? He looked good. He looked really good. Oh. Bizarre. Sharon, go ahead.
I had a creepy experience in my personal life. Both my father-in-law and my husband, when they were laid out at the funeral home, the funeral director asked me if I wanted photographs taken of them in the casket.
Oh.
I thought that was awfully creepy.
Yeah.
How much do you remember their loved one laying out dead?
I don't know.
I just thought it was very, very weird. Now, I have heard of people wanting to take pictures of their loved ones in the casket to send to relatives who can't come to the funeral home, but I still think that's awfully creepy. Just thought I'd let you know. It's not as unusual as you may think.
No, I'm being educated, and you're right. Good for the funeral director for giving you a choice. I love, and they're so kind. The vast majority, they're amazing people, how they treat us.
I'm glad he gave me the choice and just didn't present me with the pictures.
Oh,
but I
you
guess some people want that kind of remembrance.
Yeah. What about the Pope thing, though? That's kind of crass.
I find that very disrespectful.
Yes.
Especially since they're telling them not to take the pictures. And I wonder if it's mainly Americans that are doing this, or is it people from all over the world? Because I think Americans, as a rule, are very rude in public.
Yeah, we can be. We can't. And this well, you heard Patrick. What people were jumping into the street trying to take pictures in Paris.
Yeah, literally stepping off the curb to put the monuments and whatever behind them.
They're pushing us out of the way at the Trevi Fountain in Rome. Like, could you please move so I can get my mini skirt in the picture? Huh?
Yeah, I know. We think we can have. Everybody's supposed to get out of our way and just let us do our thing anywhere that we want to do it.
I'll tell you what.
Anyway.
I said this. I never hit my kids. Not my thing. But I'll tell you what. I smack that phone out of their hand if they try to take a selfie with the Pope's body in the background. Dad, could you move? I want to send this to my Instagram page, please.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Oh, by the way, Ivan's no longer on the project. His wife got a new job, so they're moving across the country.
Robin's top researcher is deviating to a new market. This isn't standard.
And now we're short-staffed. Who's going to finish all these projects?
She needs a cluster of new data analysts, and there's no margin for error.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Selling your home, it's one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. You could go it alone, trying to navigate market trends, determine fair pricing, and tackle tricky negotiations on your own. You could second-guess every decision, wondering if you're doing it right. Then there's the showings, the offers, and the mountain of paperwork. Or you could work with the expertise of a realtor, here to guide and help protect as you make your next big move. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. This is something very special to me. I've been talking about Gunny's Ridge, a special place for veterans and first responders. You can honor a loved veteran or first responder with a fruit tree in the Honor Orchard of Gunny's Ridge. It's $122. The number 22 represents the number of veterans who take their lives each day. Gunny's Ridge is a special place. You must check it out at gunnysridge.org. This Honor Orchard is a beautiful thing. GunnysRidge.org.
If you are new to Medicare and have questions, Aetna can help. Aetna has a Medicare Advantage plan that includes prescription drug coverage with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plan includes benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. Call Aetna today at 1-833-771-3415 to learn more. A licensed agent will answer your call.
Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our DSMPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area.
When you're injured on the job, you need more than just a workers' comp lawyer. When you need a fighter, you need us. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. For the people. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The Carpenters Training Center is holding its annual open house Saturday, May 3rd from 8 to 3 with food, prizes, kids' corner, and a virtual construction site. Their 4-year apprentice program is tuition-free, and you earn competitive wages and benefits while you learn. Information sessions begin at 9 a.m. and noon. Learn about a career in the union building trades and start the application process. May the 4th be with you as apprentices build Star Wars-themed picnic tables to be donated to children's charities around Pittsburgh. Find out more at kmltf.org.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we give our students credit where credit is due. Credit for deciding in the middle of rush hour traffic to go back and get their bachelor's and a promotion. Credit for managing 3 kids, 2 dogs, and a full-time job to pursue an MBA. And credit for serving in the military by day so they can study cybersecurity at night. For over 75 years, we've been helping students receive the credit they deserve. With more than 135 degrees and certificates, students at UMGC can use prior learning or relevant experience to earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's, and graduate students can transfer up to 12 credits toward their master's. At UMGC, you'll find everything from online to hybrid courses and lifetime career services to scholarship opportunities, making your education journey flexible, fast, and affordable. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 14th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Loyalty has its rewards at your neighborhood Par-Mar store. See for yourself. Download the Par-Mar Stores app today and find deals, coupons, and earn points to get free groceries. Dan Zangrilli reminding you that if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Saturday, April 26th, attend a free Rose Care Masterclass at the Remember Me Rose Garden, a memorial honoring the heroes of Flight 93, the first defenders of the terrorist attacks on 9/11. The 13-acre Rose Garden features 3,000 roses, almost 2 acres of wildflowers, 50 flowering trees, and more. At the master class, learn from Stephen Sganiello, Rosarian to the Stars. Assist the Rose Garden in preparing for blooming season. Register for free at remembermerosegarden.org.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
And what the selfies have done is they've ruined family businesses. Now, let me rephrase that. So, if you go to New York and you start walking around, you'll see lines, like 6 blocks in front of a bagel joint. Why? Because some guy went in there and did a selfie and said, these are the best bagels in the world, and then all these kids go there to eat. It's not the Sistine Chapel, and you're not ruining. It's not undignified, but this is what's happened with selfies. My whole thing is I do not want, when I die, I'm going to tell you, I don't want pictures of my body, my ugly old, and it looks gross when someone's dead and that stupid makeup and they got him in a suit. And my girl who's Jewish said, Jews do it right. Closed casket, 24 hours done. God bless them. I'm with you. Catholics, you sit there for 3 days, man, with Uncle Milt or your parents. Their body's sitting right there. Open casket. It's hard, man. And it's not dignified, man. Taking a selfie with the Pope in a box behind you. It's gross. Joyce, go ahead.
Marty, selfies must mean nothing new because 50 years ago my father passed away and my 15-year-old brother took many pictures of my dad in a casket. And they developed the pictures. I still have them today.
Wow, 50 years ago.
I can tell you when I first saw them on my queue, I freaked out, and we waited a couple months to give them to my mother, and I had to tell her about it first to let her know what was going on.
Did you find that odd at the time, sweetheart? Was that odd at the time?
Yes, 50 years ago. So, local drugstore processed the pictures. I still have them today. I don't show them to a lot of people, my grandkids have seen them.
Was Mom offended? Was Mom upset?
No, she was happy to have them. She took one of them and made it into a paperweight. Clear one, clear on top, a heavy piece of glass, and the picture was on the bottom of it. And she had it on her desk.
Hold on, sweetheart. Open casket?
Yes. Wow. At a local funeral home here in Butler. And I'll give you another odd one I thought was strange. My dad worked in a steel mill, and he had a heart attack. And before they got him to the hospital, he had already passed away. But when he fell, he bruised the top corner of his head. So he had a bruise. They couldn't, not enough makeup on it, They couldn't get rid of that coloring on his face. I can't tell you the people that went up and tried to wipe it off.
Oh, no.
So the second day, they took like a fish netting type thing material, and they covered the front of the casket so people would quit touching them.
Thank you, dear. I just think selfies with girls trying to show off and giggle, it just doesn't work. Gloria, I love instant access. In Eastern European countries, the old country, relatives often send pictures of loved ones in their coffins for us to see them. Okay. And my family in this country has taken pictures of family members in their casket. But if the Pope's in a casket in a box, and the security folks around him don't want young girls in miniskirts taking selfies, Gloria, wouldn't you think that's inappropriate? I'm not going to argue with what you're saying here. It's obviously true, and it seems like it's tradition, but this is a little odd. Susan, go ahead.
Hi, Marty.
Hi, Susan.
So we were in Sedona on vacation, and I had heard about a particular hike. So we stopped at the visitor center, and I said, I want to go on this hike. And the lady rolled her eyes at me, and she said, I'll tell you what's going to happen. You're going to hike all the way up there, and there's going to be a line, and you're going to wait 45 minutes to get up into this spot to get a picture. And she said, I can give you the list of 10 other hikes that are way better than this one. But she said, for whatever reason, this one has become famous on Instagram.
This is what I'm talking about.
So when you get up there, you're waiting 45 minutes to get a picture. I was like, we'll take one of the other hikes. Tell us which one to go to where we aren't going to see anybody.
This is what's happened around the world. You're absolutely right on.
Yep.
It's unbelievable.
I can do without the selfie.
I'm with you. It irritates me. Man.
I want to be on the hike where I'm not going to see another soul.
Well, you take your kids halfway around the world and they want to go to some place because they saw other cute girls in front of some ice cream joint in Paris taking a selfie. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You're right. She's right. I think all of us have to teach our kids to have respect. And to be honest, we've got to be respectful of the dead and the Pope, for God's sakes. And if the security folks say no, that kind of means no. And what she just said about the tours, spot on. It's happening all over the world. Trevi Fountain, I saw it. It was so annoying. Could you please move, sir? Yeah, you're sitting there with your wife and son. Yeah, and I want to get my miniskirt framed right with the fountain. Huh? Okay.
You can't escape a traffic jam. Know what else you can't escape? Seasonal allergies. And you might think you can avoid that coffee stain until... Oh, really? You can't escape a lot of things in life, but you can escape prediabetes. Prediabetes captures 1 in 3 adults. There are usually no signs of prediabetes. In fact, most people don't even know they have it. But with early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Take action by taking the 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. You might not be able to escape having this song stuck in your head, but you can escape prediabetes. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Imani wouldn't be here if it wasn't for St. Jude, and I can't imagine a better place to be.
You know, it's a cliche thing to say, but I feel like my faith in humanity has been restored. The second we arrived here, we had food, housing, transportation, treatment, you name it, it was taken care of by St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. There was not a single other care in the world except for Imani, because St. Jude made that happen. The best way I can really describe it is, this is heaven on earth. To the people who donate to St. Jude, you know, I just want them to know that I don't think anyone in this world or anything in this world has given me a greater gift. We came as two desperate parents, and they saved our daughter's life.
Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 67 degrees at Pittsburgh International. At 1:30, I'm David Ballarado. The funeral for Pope Francis is tomorrow, and speaking with reporters before leaving for Rome, President Trump says he and the First Lady will be there paying their respects.
Good man. He loved the world, actually, and he was just a good man. I met him twice. I thought he was a fantastic kind of a guy.
The president says he looks forward to seeing fellow leaders at the papal funeral.
It's going to be very interesting. We're going to meet with a lot of the foreign leaders. They want to meet. Trade deals are going very well. I think Russia and Ukraine, I think they're coming along, we hope. Very fragile. And Iran, I think, is going very well. We'll see what happens. We're working on plenty of things.
Some of the top Supercross racers in the country are gearing up to hit the track tomorrow at Acrisure Stadium. And News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush tells us more.
Sean Brennan, Director of Public Relations for Monster Energy Supercross, said it's been a long time since dirt bike racing has been held in Pittsburgh at this level.
We're super excited to be back. The Steelers organization and everybody here at Acrisure Stadium, we have been working on this event for 3+ years.
He tells Larry Richard the tickets for the Pittsburgh stop have been the hottest ones of the season.
So we are expecting, rain or shine, a thunderous crowd. I would love to say that we'll be near capacity.
Brennan expects an estimated 50,000 fans to attend. Tickets are available at supercrosslive.com. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
More than 7,200 cases of apple juice have been recalled over possible contamination. Martinelli's, famous for its glass-bottled apple juice, is recalling certain 4-packs of its 10-ounce round glass apple juice bottles sold in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and 26 other states. On Wall Street at this hour, the Dow is just over the plus side by about 6.5 points. The Nasdaq has been stronger all day. It's up about 214 points, and the S&P 500 is up nearly 37 points. KDK Radio News Time, 1:32. Our next update's coming up at 2 o'clock. I'm David Ballarado on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
Every time I go into the offices of Physical, that's Physical in Monroeville, where I get physical therapy, to help my balance, I see a room full of patients waiting that heard how much it's helped me on this talk show. And it's so rewarding. Physical, 412-457-8200, right behind the Monroeville Mall. Look, I had chemo and radiation, jacked up my balance. It doesn't anymore. Physical, Physical, it works. Hey, folks, it's Marty. All the time I'm talking about auto accidents, big crashes, big wrecks. Call 1-800-GET-PHIL or 412-281-5005. Look, Phil DeLucente and Associates, they're in Pittsburgh. They give free, that's right, free consultations. Phil and Ken Nolan, his partner, handle auto cases. I've worked with them a lot. So call 1-800-GET-PHIL. Call Ken Nolan and Phil DeLucente now at 1-800-GET-PHIL today. They're the best, folks.
Spring is in the air here at Jim Shorkey Kia in North Huntington. New all-wheel drive 2025 Kia Soul LX. Lease for $199 a month for 24 months with $29.99 due at signing. Grab 1.9% APR for 60 months on 2025 Kia Sportage and Sorrento. A 500 vehicle selection, 3 years of prepaid maintenance, the industry's best warranty, and $500 more for your trade. Shop the big spring event at PA's #1 volume Kia dealer, JimShorkeyKia.com. Call 1-855-410-4996 for complete details on all offers and terms.
When you switch to Progressive and bundle your home and auto, you could save hundreds, and that's a surprising amount of money.
Whoa, that's like farmer's market money.
That's like give me a gallon of that locally sourced raw honey money.
That's certified organic heirloom tomatoes in every imaginable color except red money.
That's let's get 2 pounds of pink oyster mushrooms money. I'm not even sure I like pink oyster mushrooms.
Guess it's time to find out, because you could save hundreds when you switch to Progressive and bundle. Then the world is your pink oyster mushroom. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group. Over 65 and still on your employer's health insurance? Not sure what's best for you to do? Dina Schmidt and her team of professionals from One Health Benefits provide excellent advice on the best options for your needs. One Health Benefits has been providing people with customized health benefit choices for over 2 decades. You only know what you know, so let Dina and the One Health Benefits experts help you with what they know. Call One Health Benefits today, 724-799-8873. Learn more at onehealthbenefits.com.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Mostly cloudy and not as warm for this afternoon and tonight. We'll have a couple of showers and thunderstorms. High 73 this afternoon, low 59 tonight. Still morning showers tomorrow. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zaire, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
My boy's back. Jim Toten, Toten's Diner. Great breakfast, great lunch, big portions, great pricing, great staff. Jim and Joanne are running an amazing joint. Check it out. Toten's Diner, Route 19, Perry Highway.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Hi, this is Larry Richard. Join us Monday on the Big K Morning Show. I'll be broadcasting from the Fairmont downtown, a sustainable breakfast. Find out how you can help us save our city and the planet, all at the same time.
Tell you what, I love this segment right here. I'm going to tell you what. First of all, this Gunny's Ridge I'm about to talk about is insanely cool. And it's put together with magnificent hope and honor and commitment to veterans. And it's put together with kindness and love. And before I get to one of the guys that without him this doesn't happen, I got to grab, and I mean this, one of my favorite political leaders in America, State Senator Devlin Robinson. How are you, my man?
Good, Marty. How are you?
So, my man, I get sent pictures from Gunny's Ridge from Tim Mott, and my producer, Patrick, goes, is that Devlin? And I expand the photo, and that's you, my man. This means a lot to you, doesn't it? Tell our listeners what you did out there. That's magnificent.
Absolutely. The day before Easter on Saturday, we planted 108 fruit trees, apple, cherry, pear, and peach trees, and to honor all the fallen from our law enforcement, first responder community, and the veteran community.
And it's a magnificent thing. And without my next guest, hang in there, Devlin, 1 second. Tim, you there, brother?
Sure.
Yes, sir.
This is truly a mission of love, isn't it? And what Devlin did is magnificent, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Tim, tell us about this honor orchard. I love this, man.
So we came up with this idea. One of the things that we are expanding into is some sustainable agricultural practices, and we got some money from the Rotary Association, Bethel Park, and we purchased 108 fruit trees.
Wow.
And each fruit tree is going to be dedicated to a veteran or first responder.
Wow. And Devlin, why does this have so much value to you, my man? Being a veteran.
Absolutely. I did 3 tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. I was in the invasion of Iraq. I went to Afghanistan, and I went back for Fallujah. I did 3 tours in 3 years, and you think about all the people that you lost over there during the mission, but you think about all the people that you lost after the mission.
Yep.
And it really goes to show that the mission is truly never over for a veteran. And because we are our brother's keeper. And, for the rest of my life, I will be helping veterans and, first responders for that matter, because my family are all in law enforcement. And it's a very important thing.
I know your family very well in the relationship to law enforcement, and I love the commitment. And, of course, I love yours, too. And something like Gunny's Ridge is so important, too, is it not, Devlin?
Absolutely. I mean, we want to make sure that we bring those communities together. They always talk about there's a veteran-civilian divide, and it's kind of like that with law enforcement sometimes too. Whenever they retire, we want to make sure that they know that there's still a community out there where we feel them. We want them to know that they're welcome and that they're appreciated.
Devlin Robinson, thanks, brother. Love it, man. Love your commitment. Love it. Anything we can do to help, let me know, please.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Marty. Take care.
He's a hell of a man.
Yes, he is.
And I don't say that about a lot of politicians. I'm not saying they're not, but Tim, he's magnificent because he is a veteran. He was a Marine, and he has served, and he's seen people die and understands how important Gunny's Ridge is. Tell our listeners about Gunny's Ridge. This is so cool.
So Gunny's Ridge, we have 101 acres out in Hanover Township, Washington County, Pennsylvania. Our goal is to raise enough money that we are going to build a large barn and a small place to hold classes, a lodge. Right now, what we're doing, we've been involved in giving service dogs to veterans and first responders.
Wow.
Paying for the dogs and the training.
Wow.
We've given out 26 dogs.
No.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. We've also been doing woodworking classes.
Wow.
Working with your hands, making something, learning new things. Very beneficial, as Dr. Murphy said before, learning a new skill set.
Wow.
To help form new pathways in your brain.
Tim Mott with Gunny's Ridge. My man, tell us about the significance of these trees, because this is really kind of cool.
Well, with the trees, just like anything else, I think most people can say when they're outside working with their hands, working in the soil and doing things, it's very therapeutic in and of itself. So the trees, we came up with the idea to each individual tree to honor somebody, so then it can be taken care of by other veterans and first responders, and then at one point it's going to produce some fruit.
Wow. Are the trees sold, man? Are they all sold out?
They are not. They are not. We have plenty of trees available. You can go to gunnysridge.org, the top banner, click on the top banner, and it will take you to a site. You can donate $122 per tree. Obviously, 22 veterans a day commit suicide.
Wow. And that pays homage to veterans and represents a commitment to this wonderful honor orchard, does it not, Tim?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So you're doing two things. You're honoring somebody, and you're also giving a donation that's going to go directly towards the building.
And at the end of the day, you're trying to build a paradise of sorts where veterans can find peace and hope and at a real pragmatic level, things to do, right?
Absolutely. Nothing better than working with your hands, being outside, being around people, like-minded people. And there's a lot of similarities between veterans and first responders. First responders are exposed to a tremendous amount trauma over a lifetime.
And Devlin lived it, and you lived it, and Tim Murphy, the congressman, is deeply involved as well, is he not, sir?
He is. He's been a driving force behind it.
Man, I love this. What's the best way for folks to help, my man?
The best way they can help is visit the website, click on the banner, purchase a tree, see what we are doing and what we want to do.
$120 is wonderful. And it represents something, does it not, Tim?
It sure does. One of the things I heard up at Tim's place was this isn't like therapy, but it's an act of love.
Nice.
And that perfectly describes it.
Sure does. It's a beautiful thing, my man. Any place, anytime, anything you need, you know how to get me, man. I love this. And I love that Devlin was around to jump in here. It's great stuff, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother.
Man, I love the fact that Patrick saw a Devlin's picture and said, that's Devlin Robinson. There you go. And it was. This Gunny's Ridge is amazing. First class, important, significant. Gunny'sRidge.org. Gunny'sRidge.org. $120. Jump in there, grab a tree. It's very, very cool.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
For more than 100 years, UPMC McGee Women's has put women at the center of care, delivering more research, clinical trials, and innovative therapies focused solely on your unique health and wellness needs, impacting lives not only today, but for future generations of women and their families. For more information, visit upmc.com/delivering-more.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Some people follow the rules, but where's the fun in that? I'm Soraya, and this is Rule Breakers, the podcast where we celebrate the rebels, the risk takers, and the ones who make their own way. Every week, I sit down with the boldest voices in sports, entertainment, and beyond to talk about breaking barriers, defying expectations, and rewriting the rules. No limits, no apologies, just real talk. Follow and listen to Rule Breakers with Soraya, an Odyssey podcast available now for free on the Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Steel, walk behind, zero turn, and stand on mowers are built to get the job done. Shop online or at your local Steel dealer. Steel, let's go mow.
While you sleep, there are people you've never met who are working hard to make your mornings. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want while you sleep. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richard, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. Wake up to your friends. Weekday mornings on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hey everyone, Bob Pompiani here. Let me tell you about the great work that Pittsburgh Garage does. I needed a new garage makeover. The floor was covered with salt and cracks, living there for 37 years, so I called Pittsburgh Garage. Boy, in just a couple of days, the transformation was amazing. The floor coating beautiful, easy to maintain. Cabinets are on their way to make everything organized. I work with Elijah and Josh, both very professional. All of their team members are full-time. Go to PittsburghGarage.com and you'll find over 400 five-star reviews. They've got long-lasting products designed to be functional, heavy-duty, and look great. For your free estimate, go to PittsburghGarage.com.
Spring is here, and it's the perfect time to drive into adventure with a new Subaru from Bowser Subaru. The 2025 Subaru Forester and its symmetrical all-wheel drive provides the confidence to explore wherever the season takes you, from muddy trails to long stretches of highway. And with 3.9% APR for 48 months, you don't want to miss it. Don't wait. Visit Bowser Subaru today and take advantage of this limited time offer with credit approval and financing through SMFL. See Bowser Subaru for complete details. Offer ends April 30th. Take a test drive at Bowser Subaru in Pleasant Hills. BowserSubaru.com. Bowser Subaru, Route 51 South, on top of the hill.
Shenyun is coming to the Benedum Center, April 26th and 27th. How many times have you thought about attending but missed out? Be sure to catch it this time. Embark on a journey through 5,000 years of beauty, wisdom, and drama in this powerful production. Find out why audiences worldwide call it a touch of heaven and applaud its incredible hope and spirit. The Benedum Center, April 26th and 27th. Tickets at SHENYUN.com.
Americans spend $66 billion on weight loss products and services each year. And you know what? Right here in our hometown, Pittsburgh's very own board-certified and licensed hypnotherapist Dan Vitchoff has helped thousands of people do just that, lose weight, keep it off. In fact, he's been helping people take back control of their lives for more than 20 years here in Pittsburgh at the PA Hypnosis Center. You have an opportunity to do the same. Are you battling anxiety? So many people are. He can help you with that. If you want to quit smoking, Dan Vitchoff is the call you should make at the PA Hypnosis Center today. Schedule your pre-consultation at 724-934-8446, 724-934-8446. Dan can help you reach your goal with a 98% success guarantee. 724-934-8446. Call now.
Hear about it, then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Wow. That motocross is cool. It just is. I know this is outdoors, but I've been to one at PPG. It's very cool. These guys are amazing. And it's a lot more popular than you would think. And you might think I'm crazy saying this. Rodeo would also be very popular here. It's a blast. I lived in Texas, and Fort Worth had big rodeo. I lived in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. They had big rodeo. In fact, at one time in Oklahoma City, they had the World Championships there. Now it's in Vegas, but it's fun, man. And what's amazing with the motocross is that they ship in all this dirt, and they build this insane track. And if you've seen these kids, and they're kids, man, they fly. They fly. I heard someone say 55,000. I believe it. It's loud, though. Very loud. Janet, go ahead.
Oh, hi, Marty. Your comments on the picture taking at the Vatican piqued my interest.
The selfies.
I can remember reading this, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I was reading. But, in the probably the 1800s, in those days, it was different. Now we call our funeral director when somebody has died. Back then, they called the photographer. That was the first person they called. And why? Because they posed that person on some sort of a frame to mingle in with his parents or their family and get that picture. That's as old as, there's nothing new under the sun. So anyway, I remember in the 40s, because I'm an older listener, in the 40s, my grandpap's picture was taken. My Aunt Ruth's picture was taken.
I've seen some of these old black and whites, yep.
Yeah, and that's everybody's got the camera and they think, well, this is going to last for a long time. And yes, it was good because Ruth lived in Buffalo and they sent it home here and we could see her. But,
right. But hold on, give me your, but what about these young kids with?
Well, I don't agree with that because it's sort of losing something that's holy, sacred. And I don't agree with that. This is something that sort of they took it after everybody was gone from looking and paying their respects.
Well, Patrick mentioned if you look back in the West, in those days, all these pictures are everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it was just surprising. I thought, gee, these people are doing this during the Pope's being viewed. And, he's put in such a way that he's not really seen. If you're a short person, that angle...
Oh, no, you can see him.
I tried really hard to watch on television. I thought, it wasn't like John Paul. No, he was right there. And then I thought, why can't we see a view from the top down? Because I could see they were taking pictures, and they were really up high. And they did not take any pictures of him down as he was laid in that.
I don't know, but I love your call, and I love the information, and she's right. Ken, world's greatest plumber, air conditioner, furnace, you name it. Ken's the man. I had a customer the other day, had artwork made out of the deceased family member's hair. What? Come on, brother. What do you mean? What do you mean? What kind of artwork, Ken? Man. And regarding Ken, he's a wonderful father. And he's going on some trip to Kentucky this weekend. And his daughter, along the lines of these pictures and selfies, there's some gas station, Buc-ee's, that's famous. It's over 100 miles out of the way, and he's going to drive there so she can take a damn picture. As I said to Ken, you're a better man than me. Because Daddy would say, ain't happening. Ken says, I only get so much time left with them. Okay. It's 100 miles each way. So it's 3 hours to get one photo in front of one damn gas station. Buc-ee's. I would die for my kids, but I ain't driving to Buc-ee's. It's just not happening, Ken. I don't care how many they have, Patrick. I just don't care. I don't care if Buc-ee is there. I don't care if Buc-ee makes me a meal, sits on my lap. I am not driving 3 hours to meet Buc-ee or take a picture with Buc-ee. Under any. And regarding the photographs of dead people, sounds like it's personal choice. Different families are different. Man. But the stuff with the Pope and the selfies and the videos, they don't want you doing that. So that's wrong. Tasteless, classless, and ignorant. And I also don't agree with the woman who said it's all Americans. No way. No way. The world has been illuminated to the view of social media and the imprint and the traction you can get on Facebook or social media, Instagram or TikTok, with a video of you and the dead Pope. Honestly, as tacky as that sounds. Colin's next.
The KDKA mobile news fleet is driven by Jim Shorkey Kia, North Huntington and Wexford. JimShorkeyKia.com.
So, I'm getting older, duh. And we're thinking about retirement, and we're thinking about estate planning. I'm serious about this stuff because once you get in your 60s, you got to think about what happens next. What do I do with this savings? How do I protect this asset? What happens if I get sick? What happens if I need long-term care? What do we do with our house? What do you do with trust for kids? All this stuff, man. Sat in Julian Gray's office for an hour this week with my wife, Christine, and it was like manna from heaven, because my man knows what he's talking about. Julian Gray is the guru, the best. Set up a plan, set up a timeline, set up a strategy that made us feel good. Julian Gray, the best, folks. GrayElderLaw.com. 412-458-6000, 412-458-6000.